And we are live. Hey everybody at home, how are you guys doing? Welcome to another session of Odyssey of the Dragonlords with our group, the Chosen Ones. This is a name that is in the works. We'll see how the group actually ends up deciding on what name they actually want to be called and call themselves as their pursuits are becoming known. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you all. We have hit a magical number. We hit 50 followers, and that is thanks to all of you guys watching. That is thanks to the people at home who are doing stuff that is very exciting. Before you guys have to point it out, I realized that something is off in our description. Let me fix that up really quick. Still learning how to do this stuff, but also making sure. Looks like everyone should be able to hear us pretty well at home. If you can't hear us, type something in chat. Alternatively, just say, yes, David, for the first time in forever. You actually did this right. Always love hearing that as a DM, right? But that looks like it does the trick. All right, cool. Then let me also double check. Ooh, there's another thing that I just noticed. Let me also make sure that our overlays are working properly. With that, welcome back. Like I said, before I jump into my announcements, I'll kick it over to the players. Is there anything that you guys wanted to point out? Anything that is cool going on currently? Anything that you guys want to let the community know about?
There was something from last week when you asked for shout-outs that I thought about this week. It was the... Excuse me, I need to go get it. It was the creator of the art for my character. I just need to find where I specifically saved that. It shouldn't be too difficult to find. Sunmi Jo, SUNMEE space JOH. That's her name, Sunmi Jo, and you can find her at sunmijo.tumblr.com.
Awesome. And if you want to throw that link also in chat, obviously I want to make sure that the creators that we're very graciously using art with, we have altered it a little bit to make it something that is actually something that we have also created. A lot of the frames, if I remember correctly, a lot of that stuff might be David North. You can find his work on the marketplace on Roll20, for example, and other sources online, but I'll give you guys an exact one for that as well. But yeah, I just wanted to again say thank you very, very much. You guys are fantastic. Any other shout outs that you guys might have? And this is for the artists specifically. You guys are phenomenal. The art that is in Odyssey of the Dragonlords is mind-blowingly beautiful. Not a whole lot. No worries. Alrighty. With that, my announcements hopefully are going to be nice, succinct, to the point, exactly how I do them every single time, right? So let's look at the stuff that I have for you guys today. It's actually very little, but I am excited about one of these tremendously, and that is specifically that we are going to be launching the Polyhedra.io website on March 1st. You guys are going to be able to go there and get yourselves into campaigns if you guys would like to. We are hiring more and more DMs that are going to be part of the team. That is going to be something that's developing throughout, and by the end of March we'll actually have a larger team of DMs who are going to be the entirety of Polyhedra. That's honestly the dream that I've been working on for a long time, and I've been so thrilled, so excited to bring that to the community, and wouldn't be able to do that without you guys, obviously the players and people watching at home. So sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, just thank you guys so much. I will give you guys more details as that comes out. The second thing that I wanted to address is if you are interested in potentially contributing towards blogs or writing articles about, the current meta of the booming blade cantrip or something like that, you can also do that. Write me at david@polyhedra.io. Let me throw that into chat. So if you have anything that you would like to contribute, that might be an article, on literally anything that has to do with what we're doing here. D&D, tabletop gaming, 5th edition is kind of what we're focusing on, but I hope to be able to expand to other things in the future. If you guys are interested in that, shoot me an email and ask for more clarifications, guidelines as far as the writing of these articles goes, and we're going to start throwing that up onto the blog as a resource for the community. Last but not least, and most of you guys probably already know this, but there is a new, well, campaign setting. New, I guess new is not necessarily the right word. What do you think, Damon? We'll say reimagined. Regurgitated. But Van Richten's guide to Ravenloft is going to be very exciting. Now, I'll be honest. I don't know if you guys were like me. When I first heard about it, I was kind of like, well, we already have Curse of Strahd, and there are all these old source books that you guys can buy and look up if you guys really want to. But then Damon made a good point. He watched some videos, and do you wanna get the community a little bit excited about like some of the key highlights of Van Richten's?
The biggest thing that got me excited, and this was from a video that Todd Kenrick did, the guy that until recently was with D&D Beyond, did all their videos. He's branched out on his own now, so if you just search Todd Kenrick, you'll find him. But he dropped a video a couple of days ago that was kind of going over some details that he's been able to get about it, and they're detailing 30 different of the domains within Ravenloft. I mean, it's kind of a big book. It's almost 300 pages, so there's actually room to do a little bit of detail on each one of them, as opposed to just like, oh, here's a name and a Dark Lord and a theme. So that's pretty cool. They've also got, according to Todd, some like how to modify existing monsters to make them fit your horror themed campaign a little better, which I think that's pretty neat. I want to see what they do with that. So
yeah,
and then the lineages that are currently in Unearthed Arcana, and two of the subclasses, the Spirits Bard and the Undead Warlock, are going to be in it as well, officially. So
which obviously for all the let's call them the toolshed crafters, the people who have 30 characters they'll probably never see in a campaign, that's going to be very exciting. I'm interested to see how that Undead Warlock is going to pan out. Warlock has just been such an interesting class, where the tool set by itself is a little meh, and then you have really strong contenders like the Hexblade, obviously, and I think the Genie Warlock is actually pretty interesting. I think it has some cool mechanics in it. But actually, I'm going to cut myself off there, because tomorrow I'm going to have a stream. It's going to be much shorter. It's going to be just a little bit more of a one-on-one. I'm going to have some people from the Polyhedra community from the server jump on if they would like and talk about it. Otherwise, I'll probably just kind of look at Van Richten's, see what kind of exciting things you might be able to do. I have a couple ideas that are sparked by a couple of the players in the community of how you could actually turn this into a fascinating, multifaceted situation. And we have slight camera issues. Please ignore that. One of our players just jumped off camera for a second there. As we're working through this hard time together,
very abstract.
Huh?
Very abstract.
It's cool. A very abstract thing there. Alrighty, with that in mind, I'll throw up the BRB thing for just a second until we get Brian back here. Yeah, I am just thankful for all of you guys. It's all good, no worries. So as you guys tune back in, that's it. That's what I have for announcements. Oh, I guess the big thing about hitting that 50 number with followers, thank you guys so much, is that we are going to be an affiliate hopefully starting by tomorrow. With that next stream coming up, we're going to hit magic numbers in the Twitch machine algorithm, and at that point you guys are going to be able to subscribe to the channel. Now obviously hit the like and subscribe button and all that stuff, but really what I would love to see is if you guys have a subscription that is already lying about, so specifically Amazon Prime. If you are signed up with Amazon Prime, a lot of people don't know this, I didn't know this for the longest time, you actually get a free subscription that you can hand to your favorite channel. If you guys would be so inclined to throw this thing that you're technically already paying for our way, we would be obviously more than honored to have you guys' patronage. But that is going to be something that'll hopefully pop up tomorrow. With that in mind, I'm done delaying this any further. I'm excited to see these people delve into the Odyssey, the prophecy, the thing that they're going to be set upon. Are the rest of you guys ready for this?
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, cool. With that, we'll dive into the previously on the Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Our group of heroes had come from very different walks of life and found themselves involved in one of the smaller stages that has been surrounded or set up surrounding the city of Myrtos. Now, specifically, the Great Games is a little bit of a nod towards our world's Olympic Games. There are wrestlers that lather themselves in oil and try to get each other out of a certain ring mass. Or you actually have gladiators and bestiaries, which I know you guys probably will give me a hard time later because that's technically Roman culture, not Greek culture. But you have them fight against beasts and prove themselves.
Chilean culture.
Yeah, and with that, you guys found yourselves kind of involved in that, trying to entertain King Acastus, someone who's trying to bring back dragons and Dragonlords, and his wife, an actual real-life goddess in this world, Valis, the goddess of wisdom. As you guys were competing in front of them, you guys introduced yourselves as the Team of the Snake, the thing that you guys were hopefully going to get paid for doing here eventually. And specifically, Casaria, you stepped forward as you were asked to do and try to stone with your snake hair slithering about in your Medusa form.
Try to get stoned with the king.
Exactly. They
also wanted to see that man stoned. Just saying.
As you tried, it did not go through, and Acasta suddenly poofed out of existence. Valis looked at you with scorn, but then, as you guys were able to defeat the boar, suddenly lightning struck down from the sky, turning it into some kind of god-altered beast, something that was more than a beast. And suddenly you find yourself in a fight for your lives. You guys were able to ultimately defeat the creature and found before you guys a god-infused being and the opportunity to give this as sacrifice to one of the many gods that walk and don't walk the earth of Thylea. Now, none of you guys really decided anything. There was some bickering back and forth between which god is the true god and which god is the better god, as we had Rhodus, the demigod blooded, step forward, cut off the head of the boar, put it upon a symbol of Pitor, the god of battle, and skewer it with his great sword. As you did, the edges of it suddenly became enscrolled with these motifs and a silvered edge, as you then had a silvered greatsword in your hand. Now, Valis returned, and when she returned, she whisked you away magically onto a precipice just outside of the city of Myrtos. There, she asked you guys what your intentions were. Where you going to go? And if you truly are the people of the prophecy, what you will do when push comes to shove. Again, not a lot of decisions were made, pretty normal for a D&D group. As you guys were whisked away back towards the city of Myrtos, you found yourself on the Central Boulevard, where the Temple of the Five lays directly across the Temple of Sidon, painting the struggle to come. There, you were approached by a flock of citizens that, addressed you guys as the chosen ones, wanting to have signatures and autographs, and those even included some of the centurions, the people that are tasked both as the military and guard force of the city. And you guys were willing to give those out. Some of you a little bit less so than others, Casaria. And then finally, you guys were approached by a young and spry, beautiful bardess of the city of Myrtos, as she introduced herself as Kyra. Now, oddly enough, Kyra also matches up with a goddess of art and beauty of this world. You guys told her, like, are you Kyra? And she was like, I just got named after her. Look, I'm going to make you guys famous. Just let me into your group. And you guys again said, sure, why not? Crane and her rushing forward, trying to beat each other to a bathhouse. You ultimately made your way there as Kyra put some coin down to let the centaur buy, the proprietor of this little business. You guys undressed and took a bath in the waters as Kyra asked some personal questions about you guys' past and said that you guys should go on a path to see the Oracle, Versi, whom she claims to be friends with and hasn't heard from in a while, which concerns her somewhat. If you truly are the chosen ones, the people of this prophecy, or at least the group that forms this prophecy, then she would likely know everything that you guys need in order to get your destiny done. And that... Oh, And the last thing, technically the pay that you guys were promised by Little Dragon, the black-scaled dragonborn working for the Cult of the Snake, who had hired you guys one way or another in order to compete in this little Great Games exhibition in front of King Acastus, is still outstanding. So, as you guys are still in the bathhouse, soaking your wounds, bandaging them up as well as you can, the game is yours. What do you guys do?
Could we consider the time we spent in the bathhouse a short rest?
Most definitely.
Hooray! Although I
Could
think
we?
I think my HP was already full because we leveled.
You
So we
don't
could
you don't
put
go up
that
to
in?
full if you're leveled. Kasaria just didn't take a single hit, so fan.
That's fair. Seems a bit of a waste of, well, no, I wouldn't be able to do an aquatic creature anyway at my level. I was going to say, it seems a bit of a waste to use wild shape and just, like, swim in the pool.
The rule of cool, man.
Technically, you don't get the ability to take things with a swim speed until 4th level, so...
Yeah, I'm not the right level.
What can,
Yeah, so-
I guess as we're getting ready to head up from the bathhouse, I think it was Crane and, who was the other, was it Crane and Lyra who consorted with this Dragonborn? I just want to make sure.
Crane and Kasaria were the two that were like in on the plan.
Yeah, Kasaria was just kind of, like, captured for it, I believe, if I remember right.
You were approached in
Smuggled
your
in, whatever.
witch house, your witch den, if you want to consider it that.
You're in a witch den?
Yeah, she had like
That's
a nice
cool.
little house, brewing some potions. Definitely some Kyra-inspired paraphernalia lying about.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, Brissa and I did it because we're trying to fix Brissa's weird cursed arm thing.
All the better to ride dragons with.
Well, we should head out. We know where to find him.
Yeah, David, is there a specific location where I would know Little Dragon hangs out that I can
The-
direct us to?
The only place that you positively are sure of is that little safe house where you guys were first told of the plan
Right,
and
okay.
became a group. So if you want to head out there, you certainly can.
I mean, I don't think
Yeah, I direct him back there. I take him kind of some back alleys to avoid suspicion, just natural instinct. Yeah, and take him to the little safe house.
All right, awesome. Is anybody else going to hang back or something like that, or is everybody going?
I mean, I don't think we checked out any shops, but it also wouldn't be in Kasaria's character to necessarily go in public.
All right.
Rhoda's seen some of this cashola, so that's what he's known for. Gonna make sure we get
Yep,
paid.
Yanni likes the money.
You guys don't trust me to collect the money and split it evenly?
No.
I've known you for
No.
like 4 hours.
Not at all. Not at all.
I just never met this Dragonborn ant before.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
does
I don't
anybody know if
who
I can
the
get new
adult is.
robes? These have a big bloody hole in them from that stupid boar.
I know someone who could fix that up for you. Very cheap, very good quality.
Okay.
Alrighty. As you guys pack up all of your belongings again and put on your clothes, you actually hear a little bit of a knock from around the archway that leads into the little bit of a pool that is where you guys have been soaking in. As the centaur, and you hear the squeaking of the wheels of the hind legs, like the cool, it's almost like a chariot that was turned on its around and then attached to the back of this guy that lost his legs, and is just
Very
being
cool.
pushed forward, and he just goes, Kyra, and he gives you all kind of like a look of like, can we trust these guys? And she goes, just spit it out already. Well, there are some centurions looking for these ones, I think. What do you mean? Well, they are the chosen ones, yes?
Yeah, we're pretty well
Uh-huh.
known by now.
Well,
Super famous.
King
Is there a back door?
Augustus once, and he points directly at Caesarea, for high treason and an attempt on his life. As she just kind of looks over her shoulder towards you, Caesarea. Having not been there, she wouldn't know about that little stunt of yours, if you want to call it that.
Attemptement. It didn't work. No harm, no foul.
Well, I think Augustus, the king and, well, foremost centurion would like to disagree. But I'll leave it to you, just so you know. As he kind of turns around on the hooves and then rolls out of there. As Kyra turns towards you guys, kind of crossing her arms and then starts thinking, well, that certainly won't do. If you're sought for by the centurions, oh no.
Let's keep a low profile.
I'm used to lurking in the shadows.
I can definitely take us the back roads.
Then we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Damn it. There was a couple more things I wanted to do before we went, but I suppose... what about the rest of you? Are you all done with what you need to do here?
Apart from being paid.
Listen, if y'all aren't done, I can just wait on the outskirts of town. I was just trying to break his curse.
I
and I
don't
know
break
some.
that curse
I don't.
too.
Yeah. I don't think we want to go see Akessis, right, guys? Like, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page.
I
No.
for
Well,
one
it seems like a
take
bad
it.
idea.
Yeah. Nowhere near him. I know some people. With my rustic hospitality background, I can find a place to hide, rest, and recuperate among commoners. So we can use, my commoner contacts in the slums to smuggle us out, basically. Find a place to hide while we get out. Or help us, at least.
I've been here for like 6 hours. I don't even know anything about this place.
No worries.
I will volunteer, or I will I'll cause a
Distribute?
distraction. Yeah, I will. I'm just trying to think of what I will offer to do as a distraction. I could just go out the front door and start signing autographs. See what they think. See how much attention we can drum up, and then you guys can try to get up behind me.
You guys are fairly certain, yeah. If Rhodas were to go out, it would be...
an arm wrestle.
You guys would certainly draw a crowd after a while, and it stands to reason that the Centurions would then show up. On the flip side, sneaking out, while you guys don't necessarily have the eyes upon you yet, let's call it that way, you guys might be able to use that rustic hospitality feature certainly to get you ferreted out of the city. The question is, do you guys want to do anything here before you leave this place?
We want to get our money.
You mean the bathhouse specifically, or Curse in general?
Both, either or.
Casaria can't walk into a lot of places. If he's looking for
Crazy idea. What if Rhodas, the demigod, and Brissa, the dragon, sucker, Crane's words, not mine. What if we send them to the king, since they, would be relatively protected as a demigod and someone who would, brown nose and probably get on his good side. They go represent us to the king, while the other people who aren't necessarily good in standing with the authorities, collect the pay. We meet back up on the outskirts to leave the city.
Kyra will say,
I don't know.
are you sure they're not just going to throw you in prison indefinitely?
Oh, you would be good to go with them as well. Very distracting breasts.
Thank you, I guess. I'll take it as a compliment.
They are what they are. They are a tool that you have been given, and you use them well.
That is true. But
I'm not in the mood to get captured today. I think I prefer to take the stealthy
Who could
route
capture a
around.
demigod?
You'd be surprised.
let's just go. Let's get out of here. Let's get our money. Let's are we gonna see this oracle? I kind of want to see the oracle, but not sold on that 100%.
They say natural beauty is a sign of the gods smiling upon you, so they would be more likely to believe Kyra is dressed.
Would we expect that we're able to see the oracle without seeing the king? Like, are they like in the same building, close to each other?
Kyra will say, No. We will have to travel through the roads. We'll have to go through the heartlands and head towards Astoria. The temple is actually located just southeast, in the mountains there.
In character, I would sort of know where the like oracle temple
Oh
is.
yeah. So yeah, it is. You guys will have to venture north. Actually, probably like almost a weeks long journey by foot to make it there.
Is there a common pilgrimage route for people of Mitros to go and see the oracle?
Certainly.
Sure. So we could stick to that.
Mm-hmm.
Less travel.
Oh, or that.
Or that.
Okay, so should we transition to the safe house?
Yeah, I say
let's get out of here.
We'll try to sneak back as best as we can on these back roads to their last known location of our Dragonborn patron.
All right. All of you guys make me stealth checks with advantage, just because you've got these urchin kids on your side trying to help you out.
Oh yeah, I'll meet back up with my boys, and they can help us out too, being lookouts.
And Rodus, don't forget you actually have advantage on that.
Okay, Rodus is towing with like little T-Rex arms. Like,
I forgot we had it.
Oh wait, no, I'm not playing a hand.
I still did bad.
all right, that one's better.
That was a little bit better. And
Oh,
Kasari
wait,
rolls
that's
with disadvantage. That was a natural 18 on the
Sorry.
second one, so that was actually pretty good. Now you're just
I
rolling
take it
dice
back,
that don't
Rodus
count
is a
anymore.
Shadow.
Oh,
I
man.
got bad both times. Both bad.
Alrighty.
We made it.
Oh my god. Get out of here, Yanni. And not a single nat 20. Love it. 3 natural ones, though. All right. As a group, you guys make the group check as you guys are dodging in and out of different areas. And whenever a group of Centurions actually kind of comes close to start seeing you guys, you see Kyra just kind of wink at you guys and go over there, kind of primping up a little bit and starting to strut on over to speak with the Centurions, kind of looking over her shoulder at you, Crane, and just kind of like giving you a little bit of an eye of like, as you guys make your way through, and Kyra kind of weaves back her way. You guys go through back alleys, like different terraces that lead down to other places, until you, about half an hour or so later, find yourself back at that safe house. Now, as you guys get there, you immediately see that there's actually currently a throng of Centurions inside of that little safe house. A lot of the furniture and chests and all this other stuff that was contained there has been thrown out, and you see the Centurions actually going through the building, currently rummaging around trying to find what they can. Now, Crane, you've seen operations like these before. This is a sting.
It looks like we're being paid in freedom today. Let's get out of here.
Make me a perception check, Crane.
Sure.
And as you kind of like the anger seethes up in you, and the water you guys watching Crane's head actually kind of like quivers back and forth a little bit faster, you look down and you see actually the members of the Cult of the Snake all lined up against the wall there, including Little Dragon. As they're just like having the manacles behind their arms, and they're just like, the days of the Dragonlords will never come back. You hear me? And he just gets punched by one of the Centurions. And the Centurions here, they all wear these like bronze breastplates. They have these huge round shields strapped onto their backs. Hoplons is what they're called. As you guys all look at each other, and Kyra goes, freedom sometimes is a very good coinage to have. I prefer mine. Should we go?
Or we could go double or nothing and try to get double pay for protection services on Cult of the Snake. If we save them from the Centurions, they might pay us more.
That sounds risky.
I think I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I feel like
The Yanni
Centurions are
boys.
probably not the best enemy to have.
It seems
we're
may
already
have
we're already
one.
enemies of the king. Yeah.
Well,
Well-
I mean, worse. Actively hostile enemies.
Worse. Like, what is worse?
I've had the Centurions after me before, and it's not fun. It's not fun.
Sometimes fun.
No, never fun. I mean, I'm little. I can squeeze in tiny little holes where they can't get me out. You guys are all screwed.
Kara kind of turns to your
Maybe-
crane and says, "What was that time that it was fun?" And she kind of takes out her little quill and is ready to write as she's waiting on a little story from you.
How many
For a
of them
later
are-
date.
Is it like
Okay.
5 or is it like 20?
Sorry, say that again.
How many of the
Oh,
the
it's
Centurions
like
are
24 easily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
at it.
Freedom.
All right, as you guys kind of sneak through Crane, you obviously visit that little bit of a hideout that you have by the lower levels of the sewers that where the aqueducts kind of run out into the sea, into the Cerulean Sea, and kind of like the Bay of Mitros. And as you say your goodbyes to
That could
the
be our
River
last
Reds,
stop before we, before we leave the city.
and yeah,
Cool.
what do you tell your peeps?
I basically, I've probably had to leave the city before. Maybe me and Sax have both had to lay low and leave the city for a couple weeks before. So it's relatively common practice. I get my pack and they fill it up. Boots, my best friend, makes sure to give me extra rations that she's scrounged up from a couple people in the slums, and Sully is trying to give me tips, but he's like, every third tip is wrong. And Sax is just
He's like, okay, but you want to be a little cheeky with the gods, but don't be too cheeky.
yeah.
That's like the last tip.
And Sax is like, don't worry, like, I'll bash all the Dragonborn who try to get in your way, kind of thing, But he's just all talk mostly.
Awesome. As you guys get yourselves ready and set out on a little raft as they drop you off and then row it back, you guys find yourselves now upon the open road, the lands of Thylea.
My robes are still a mess. Stupid Centurions.
My friend Hannah could have sold that for you, but we have to leave.
We'll figure it out.
Alrighty, and let me get that map ready for you guys.
I've seen some magic in my time that would get that taken care of for you.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Oh, hang on a second. I got an idea. And I use prestidigitation to clean the blood off my robe.
And it immediately
Okay,
kind of
look at
cleans off. And in the back of
Love
your
it.
mind, you hear, "Very well done.
Hee hee!
Why
I
don't
figured it
we-
out.
Why don't we spend some time this evening and explore some other options?" Again, this is just in the back of your mind, Yanni.
I'm gonna think back to it. Okay, but you gotta tell me your name this time.
Just call me the Nomad for now.
Okay.
Alrighty. As you guys find yourself, so you actually have gone kind of like outside of the city there, and let me show you a little bit more specifically. And the city again, it's fairly metropolitan. It's relatively large. See, bloop. Aw. There you go. That is you guys right there. That little red dot, and you guys. Towards the mid part of the day, you finally, or actually, it would be evening. After a couple hours or so, you guys find yourselves over yonder. You guys are on the east side of that little bay of Mitros, the smaller part of the Cerulean Gulf, as you guys are going to head northward. Again, there is a pilgrimage path. You know that up here between this mountain range lies Astoria. You know they're the famed Mithril Mountains on the left. You know that the Old Woods are where a lot of druids and people that actually worship either the old gods or even some of the newer gods like Kara and that kind of stuff. But just enjoy a little bit of a closer connection, or Thylea connection to nature and all things natural and beautiful. Like to live more the old style of life. As you guys will have to head northward and eastward, as Kyra kind of points to the map that she has out in front of you guys and goes, "We will need to be right here. This is where Versi lives. She has a little bit of a temple. It's kind of hidden in a little crevasse that goes down. It's beautiful. It's amazing for the skin. All of this steam that goes up and just opens up your pores, and you really feel cleansed afterward. It is fantastic."
Nice.
Alrighty.
That's nice.
It is evening though, so as the sun has set upon you guys would set up a little bit of a camp there, very likely, and start your evening. That evening, as you guys are setting up your camp, setting up the little tents or whatever you guys have, it is a beautiful, clear night. You see the stars twinkling above. You see all the different kinds of constellations in the sky. And as you kind of sit there, Kyra just turns back towards you guys and goes, "So, again, I mean, I just wanted to make sure. Do you have something that you would like to have known in this story of yours, this epic about you?"
Yeah, I'm Brodus' bodyguard. Make sure you write that down.
Brotus's bodyguard. I think that will be absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yanni, bodyguard of Rotus, son of Peter.
Yep, that's my title.
Very well. What about the rest of you?
I mean, I'm still just wondering when she's going to start sharing part of her story. She hasn't shown much vulnerability. She's just been fairly distracting.
My story. That's what you want to know. It is relatively boring.
Where do you hail?
I hail from the Old Woods, actually. I was born as a nobody. I was taken in by a temple and found myself very quickly running away to Mitros, where I made a life for myself, singing songs and showing off my goods. Looking at Ukraine again, you need to think more highly of us. We do not just use our physicalities as tools. We can, certainly, and there are
I
good
am not
times to do that.
judging. There are positives and negatives to all tools. You just need to use them wisely. You know?
Sure.
That was what my friend Sully says.
Price
So-
is right.
Now, girl, I am an open
Okay.
book. What would you like to know? Leaning towards you, Kasaria.
Did she study the bardic arts anywhere?
I never went to a college or anything. I just learned by listening. I'm one of those people that truly believes that but the best way to learn is to do, instead of looking at stuffy scrolls and listening to these people drone on and on and on about the goods and bads of life. I always just thought that you just go out there, you have experiences, sometimes experiences with many people all at once, and you just find a good story to tell. And if you have a good story to tell, people will come to you. You just have to be kind, you have to be open, and you have to be warm-hearted.
Does she put the stories to song? What is she proficient in?
Yeah, she certainly, she has like a little lyre on the back. She has a little bit of a sitar. She can play actually like a handful of instruments, but currently is just holding a lyre.
What's her favorite song to perform?
As she kind of goes, Well, there is actually the story of how Versi, the daughter of Sidon, became the oracle. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
All right. as she starts singing and kind of goes about the storyline, how Sidon, the very few times that he actually lay with other mortals, because he is married to Lutheria, and Lutheria is a little bit more of the jealous type. So most of the mothers of the mortals that, or demigods that Sidon has fathered in the past, all of them found a desperate end, except for Versi, the Oracle, who foresaw the plot of Lutheria to try to get her to stumble into her own doom, into her own death. And by having the vision, was able to sidestep it. And because her vision became true and she was able to prevent her own death, she became something more. She became the Oracle, daughter of Sidon, but prophecy bringer to all. As she kind of stops the song, Pring. And that is the moral of the story, truly. Versi is... I mean, she's a nymph like many other. She wants to just have a good time, and she kind of winks at at you there, Crane, and looks over to you, Brissa. But, you know, that said, Versi is a very proud, strong woman. She certainly has her proclivities, and these things have to be taken into account. But she is fair. She does not take a side in this war of the gods that has enveloped Thalia for much too long.
Is she technically on the god level? Is she god tier?
Oh no, certainly not. I mean, she has the blood of a god running through her veins. The seeds, the spark that Sidon's seed gave to her mother certainly turned her into what she is now. But beyond that, no. As far as I know, I mean, she can do some phenomenal stuff, but she is no god herself. No.
And also, to side note, did she roll well? Was the performance splendid, or was I just moderately impressed?
Let me roll for it. Natural 20. It was the most beautiful performance of your life. Seriously, like you were kind of like on the verge of tears there for a second. It was outstanding.
Okay.
Just sobbing.
Hey, Kira, tell me a bedtime story when the time comes, okay? You're really good.
Sure, sweetie. I mean, bodyguard. And she winks at you.
That's right.
I'll give her a good old-fashioned 90s nod of approval and a couple of brownie points.
Oh, I love the 490s.
Quite a singer.
Thank you. Well, should we bed down for the evening?
I guess that means that was my bedtime story.
That is. Maybe something more tomorrow. Or maybe you can tell a story of your past with me tomorrow.
Okay, I'll try and make something up by then. I'll try and come up with something by then.
Sounds good. I see what you're saying. $5 discount market, yes?
No.
What were you going to say, Brian? I think that was Brian, right?
Well, first of all, leave my bodyguard alone. Second of all, how wild is the land around us? Would we expect? Would we feel threatened or feel the need to post watch?
Where you guys are currently is actually mostly farmlands and adjacent to actually a very wide forest. So everything to the west of that river is actually pretty tamed woods areas. So currently you guys are in farmlands. There are Centurions patrolling about. You guys probably won't have to worry about it, but if you guys want to post up a guard, you certainly could, to maybe look out for the Centurions.
Do we see any chicken coops we can steal eggs from in the morning?
Make me a perception check, Casaria. You certainly do. There are plenty of little farming communes. You see those little limestone and mortar with shingled roofs, very, very modest hovels every once in a while. But then you have a larger villa that is actually built upon a little bit of a hillock, so it has a beautiful view of that southern reach of the Cerulean Gulf there. But yeah, as you look around, there are plenty of self-sustaining farmers out here.
I mean, I just felt we post camp not too far from me, so we can sleep there in the dead of night.
Okay.
All right.
Me? Let's do it.
Anything else that you guys want to accomplish this evening before you bed down?
So we're posting watches.
If you guys want to.
Yeah. Then Damon, why don't we do that thing and take first watch and do that scene?
Okay.
Yeah. Then Crane and Yanni will take first watch.
Alrighty, you guys both roll me a perception check or one person with advantage.
Let's just both
I'll
roll,
give-
I guess.
Okay.
Alright, who
more
wants to take
interesting that way.
third?
Oh yeah.
Or sorry, second. Who wants to take
30, 20?
second watch if you guys want to take second watch?
Bristol will be one of the people for the second watch.
Alright, go to roll me a perception check. Who wants to take third?
I'll do the third.
Okay, go to make my perception check.
3.
Alrighty, nobody for the fourth?
Sure.
Sounds good. Rhoda's just like, this is below me. The plebes
He'll
can
take the
do
fight,
this.
man. He'll take the fight.
The plebeians can do this.
Wake me up if there's a battle.
Alrighty. So as you guys
You got it, boss.
go into this, Yanni and Crane, is there anything that you guys discuss? As this is the
Yeah.
first time it's really just you two hanging out with each other.
So I think they'll sit. Well, Crane won't sit like right next to him or anything like that, but obviously they'll be within sight of each other in the camp, right?
Yeah.
You okay with that? Yeah. And as they're spending time looking out, Crane will get quickly bored, and then she'll start playing with her water as she would normally do. But then
Yanni'd probably
she's-
be looking at his book at this point. Just FYI.
Amazing. Crane is thinking about the battle that they had today and the embarrassment that she feels like her, performance left her with. And she starts playing with her like frostbite spell and her her lower level spells and starts trying to
Sure, just describe it what it looks like
Enhance them,
thematically rather than like the mechanics of it. Like what does it
excuse
look
me,
like?
yeah. So she's swirling her water around and using the mist, the water vapor to create the frostbite needles of ice that she was creating on the board's neck in the last game, and she's trying to just make that more powerful. Like she's every time she's casting this cantrip, she's just trying to push more and more energy into it, and it doesn't seem to be working, and she gets frustrated and huffs and kind of goes back to sitting and just staring out, watching the city just in case anyone comes after them.
Hey, Nomad. You listening?
What?
No,
And you hear a
talking to
Oh,
the
sorry.
nomads.
So,
looks
yeah.
like you've got another conversation to do
Okay.
first.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, do you know what she's trying to do?
what are you talking about?
I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to do. I just talk to myself sometimes.
She
You talk to yourself sometimes?
seems
Yeah.
to be trying something that is not ill-educated. She seems to have power, but not much control.
Oh, I know what that's like.
Why don't you tell her what we had talked about on our voyage? The weave,
Oh,
magic, and how certain
okay.
words and signatures, how a flick of your wrist can control or unleash magic.
all right, okay. So I'll go sit down next to Crane. Hey, what's that magic you're playing with?
She won't respond as if you're talking to someone else or yourself.
I poke her in the shoulder. Hey, you,
Oh,
Crane.
yeah. Oh, you're talking to me now?
Yeah, what was the magic you were playing with?
That is just. I mean, it's barely magic. It's just the water of Thalia.
Hey,
It You know,
It's still magic. I mean, I
I
can't do
guess
that.
I mean, this has just always been with me. You know, this power. It's I don't know. I
Oh, that's cool. That explains the
uh
hair, huh?
yeah, I was born without hair, and this makes me look good. Makes me feel good. I like it.
I like it.
Mm.
I think it's pretty unique. I really like it. I mean, I'm not gonna trade my hair for it, but I think it looks really good on you.
She'll flick her head, and like her hair will do like a crashing of a wave on a beach.
Oh, that's cool. That's a neat trick.
Mm.
Hey, why don't you tell me what you're trying to do? Cause I'm kind of learning some magic right now myself, and I might be able to help you figure it out.
Crane deliberately makes herself vulnerable, and goes, "Okay, I'll show you." And she'll basically, yeah, just show you what she was doing, trying to basically power up her frostbite to be to kind of. She says, "I am hoping to use this power to, you know, create ice spikes to kind of explode instead of just, you know, a ball of spikes. It's like an explosion of spikes. That's what I'm intending to
Oh.
do. I'm thinking if I just force enough energy into it, it would just explode. But it doesn't seem to
Well,
be working.
so I'm just a beginner, okay? Just to be clear, just a beginner, not an expert.
Mhm.
But what I've learned is you can't force it. If you force it, it just ain't gonna work. It's about finesse, and it's about kind of understanding how to get it to respond to you. It's almost like oh, you're a girl, so you probably don't have this problem, but it's almost like when you're trying to get somebody to give you a kiss. You gotta not want it so bad, or at least not let them know you want it so bad. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
So, oh, well, la di da da da. But uh, if you take the magic and like maybe if you alter the way you flip your wrist, or you maybe add a different inflection to the words that you use to trigger it, things like that. Play around with that. That's how you're gonna do it. Just trying to and just jam more magic into the magic. That's not gonna work.
Hmm.
It's like
What
instead of Leviosa, say Leviosa, like things like that.
is that a spell? You know?
No, it's just made up gibberish language we used to use back on the streets. That way the cops couldn't tell what we were doing.
Oh, it's a cant. I get it. Okay. All right. Then she's going to do the things that he said that reminds her of advice she's been given in the past by someone who understands water magic a lot better than her. And even though she didn't want to listen to it then, this person who is outside of her, you know, world, she's going to take this person's advice and try to cast Ice Knife. And I think it's going to fail this first time. So
let's let the dice decide. Right, go ahead and make a charisma
sure.
check. Just try a straight charisma check, see if that works.
Heck yeah.
Natural
All right.
18 for a total of 21.
Okay.
There was just something about the
Then,
way
yeah.
that he said it. You felt inspired. The words, the little flick, and as you kind of like take the water, you try to like have it come together, kind of in the air, and the frostbite is kind of like trying to put itself together. You will more and more into it, and before you kind of like do that thing that you've done so many times, which is just force too much into it, too much power, too much strength, you're just like, all right, let's just let things take nature. explain the intent that you have through your motion, the way that you do things, and you try to have that flow of energy come through you, and you feel almost like something in your heart open up, and suddenly for a second you feel this rush that feels like a massive wave just pouring into your soul, and you direct it into your hands and through them, and as you push, there's suddenly like this little spike of ice that forms, and you go shooting forward directly into the chicken coop. You're just like,
Oh, that was really good. I mean, the chickens might disagree, but that was really good.
Crane is stunned that it worked the first time when, like, the way she thought was the right way because she thought it was the right way didn't work, and all she had to do was try someone else's way. How about that?
I should be a motivational speaker. That's what I should.
I mean, I almost had it.
You did. You were real close.
I appreciate the advice.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I might have to come to you for advice sometime on like maybe stuff and things like because I don't know this place. So
what spells do you? Oh, about Mithrils?
or whatever. I mean, we all know different stuff.
Hey, we're a crew now, so we have to have each other's back.
I never really had a crew. I mean, there was Xenia at one point, but then she just never came home. And then it's just been me.
As soon as you say that, she puts out a fist to you like she did to Casaria. She offering a bump.
Okay.
You're part of a crew now.
Awesome. I use a lot of weird words that like nobody else around here uses because I never had friends, so I just kind of made up my own words.
Is that why you talk to yourself?
Yeah, I mean, what else you gonna do? I'm a social creature, but there's nobody wanted to social with me because I was little and weak and kind of weird.
Well,
but I embrace my weird now. Haha.
Amazing. Yeah. Fuck.
As
I guess she doesn't know what to say.
Crane's kind of like standing there dumbfounded and kind of like looks at her hands, kind of like
Just
trying to
thinking about what
recreate
he
this
said.
thing and then feel the weave flow through. Nomad in the back of your mind goes, "Oh, but I do believe our practice time is not quite done yet, my young apprentice. We'll say apprentice. Why don't you ask your nice lady here to continue the watch while we do some practice, yes?"
Oh, okay. Hey, Crane, can you keep an eye on things so I can read a little bit out of my book?
If you need to poop, you can just say you need to poop.
Okay, I need to go poop.
Okay.
I might be a little while. Sometimes it's like almost like
I
exercise.
get it. You
you're
don't
just
need to
going more
explain.
detail. You're selling this.
I mean,
enough
sometimes
getting to know each other tonight.
I
Color,
might even need a
over here. Okay,
twist
bye.
or something.
Really get into the details so that she won't come and check on you. Yeah, that's.
And I mean, I've never been gored in the gut by a boar before either, so I don't know what that might do to things. It might come out my
Ice
belly
in her
button.
ear holes. Fills her
All
ears
right.
with ice.
As Damon, you do, or sorry, Yanni, you do a little waddle as you go behind a bush, making like a big shot of it, and Crane, you just kind of shake your head, looking out the little torches that you see the Centurions carrying as they're going through the farmland there. So, as you sit yourself into the bush there, and open up the book, there's just a little bit of a flash for a second as you suddenly see all of these arcane lines just forming across the pages. As 6 of the pages of this book suddenly become revealed. You had looked at it before and it just looked like pretty pictures and like little sigils and stuff like that, but as you kind of now flip to the front of it, you see that it completely changed. As Nomad says,
different.
"No, it is going to take time and practice, yes. I need you to..."
I got nothing but time.
Well, that is not true. You will eventually die and become food for the worms, and the little legacy that you have will be the things that you might write, or maybe your children, great acts that you acted upon, but ultimately all mortals are bound to die.
Did you miss the point where I'm chosen? I'm a chosen one?
Oh, what does that mean?
I think it means I'm a god or something.
Huh. A god. The holder of this
Or chosen by the gods. I mean, chosen, right?
So
that
be
means if I do
chosen,
enough things,
like a
if I do
spinning
enough
knife?
things for the gods, they'll make me one of them,
Or
right?
a quill, perhaps? What kind of chosen would you be, I wonder? Would you be chosen to be a tool? Chosen to be a vessel? Chosen to be a pawn? Chosen. Interesting implications
I don't
on
know.
that verb.
I like to
Interesting.
think big, so I think they're going to choose me to be a new god. That's what I think.
That would be interesting. But for now, while you are still contained within a mortal frame, and carry me, and are therefore my guardian and protector, I would prefer if you would be a little bit more prepared for the tasks at hand. Now, battles like the ones that we just found ourselves in would seem as if they might occur again and again for the chosen ones of this land. Even if other people just believe this, and this is not a true fact, and you are actually not going to become a god, I want you to be able to protect yourself and, more importantly, the pages within this book. Would you be amenable to this?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, and the pages all kind of flip over to the first one. As you're actually getting taken through different practices and routines, it seems to be kind of like very... You saw this before. The way that young boy, sweat glistening, was practicing different swings and blocks in that house from where you stole the book. You almost go through the same kind of practices. Now, the book had whispered things and then little corrections every once in a while when you did your stance and cast your innate magic. But now it seems like to want you to do very precise things, and whenever you barely move your finger in the wrong direction or the wrong degree, it just goes no, Yanni, now listen, 5 degrees to the north a little bit, yeah, exactly, right there. And what I'll have you do is cast or make me an intelligence check as you're trying to
Intelligence check.
roll with these directions. And as you do, you certainly are starting to get the hang of it, but what seems to be the gist of what the book tells you over the next hour or so is that whenever you're in trouble, do this sign, reach out, and speak this word. And you'll be able to temporarily zap someone who's a little too close for your liking. Now, I've noticed you have a penchant for the ranged military style. Is that
Yeah.
accurate? All right.
Well, I mean, look at me. I'm little and wimpy. I'm going to try and keep things away from me. So yeah.
You see those rocks at your feet? Why don't you pick up
Yeah.
a dozen? Make it 2 dozen.
I can only juggle like 4, man.
No. Put them in your pack.
Okay.
As you just
Seems,
grudgingly kind of start
seems like I'm
putting them
adding
there.
a lot of weight.
Yes. This is for later. Now take 1 of them, maybe 3 of them. Take 3 of them.
Okay.
And as you again speak a magic word and kind of wave something in front of you, you see all 3 of these little stones kind of levitate for a second and then lie in your hand, but have just a minute amount of little bit of a pinkish glow about them.
That's kind of neat.
Now we
Why is
need
it
a
pink?
sling for you. Do you? We'll have to get one at some point.
What?
And
This
you need to
thing's
get better
already
about
ripped here.
finding magic. I have some magic that I would really like to introduce to you, but I feel like you're still too much of a, what is the word? Neophyte.
Beginner?
Neophyte. Beginner. Yes. Why don't you, and he kind of communicates how you're able to see magic if you just take some time and really focus down on it. And maybe if you come upon a truly powerful magical item, how you could do that. And finally, there are two of the spells that I always like to have my protectors carry on me. They are almost like a magic spear that goes forward, and a shield. Think of yourself as a mighty warrior flinging forth these 3 spears and having a hopland shield in your other hand. And as you go through these things, you kind of like you see these 3 kind of like incorporeal spears kind of shooting out, and you see actually like this rooster that has been kind of like coming up towards you, get impaled.
Hey, meat's back on the menu.
And then as you actually have it, like it asks you to throw a stone and flies back towards you, you're like shit, shit, shit. And as you put your arm up, there's actually this Hoplon shield that's just kind of appears, blocking again.
Oh, that
And you're
was.
like,
I could have used that when. Yeah, I could have used that many times.
now, when the time comes, there are realities to reality that you might not have been introduced to, but if you see a cluster, a flock of enemies, we'll call them, clustered amongst each other, let me know. I shall make them feel a little bit heavier, shall we say.
Oh, okay.
Let this be a little bit of a surprise, even for you. I do like to play surprises when I can. Oh, but I see that you're way past your bedtime, my little one. Scurry off to
I'm
bed.
supposed to be pooping too.
Crane, he was gone for like an
everything
hour
okay
and a
over
half.
there?
This was just all you doing the watch the whole time as he finally like waddles back up.
Yeah, I've woken
Hey,
someone else up
hey,
already.
Nomad?
Like the
Hey,
next
Nomad?
person's on what? Yeah.
Yes.
I really was nervous that I might poop out my belly button. Now I don't know what happened with that boar when it ran me through like that. But have you like? Do I need to be worried? You seem pretty smart.
Did receive some healing magic from the snakehead one. Hopefully everything internally was set back together correctly. Yes.
Okay, good. Because I've kind of been holding it for a while because I was afraid.
Please don't do that. Holding the faculties back like this can potentially cause internal sepsis, I believe. I'm not too familiar with internal arrangements of that. Please go poop.
Okay.
Yanni just goes and waddles back.
Couple
towards
minutes
the
later.
bush.
Couple minutes later. Hey, it still works like it's supposed to. That's a load off in more ways than one.
Ba-doom. Psst. Alrighty. As you guys wake up, Bursa, Bursa, you certainly miss your home. This is the first time you've slept away from your family, and it has an effect on you as sadness kind of creeps into your soul. You kind of touch that hilt of the sword that you took from the cave, and it helps a little bit, but it doesn't get completely rid of the homesickness that you feel. Lyra, you wake up and feel very similarly, but you believe that the fates have sent you on a mission, and if you can accomplish that mission, then you will have served your purpose and found your meaning in life. And finally, Casaria. As you're woken up and look over this, you see some dead chickens lying about, and you're like, all right, well, I guess might as well start making breakfast. As you kind of start frying them up, steal some of the eggs out of there, and everybody wakes to a delicious smelling breakfast that Casaria has prepared, as it is morning once more. And it's a beautiful, clear sky today. Like, you have this very nice breeze pushing in from the sea, and yeah, this is going to be a wonderful day to travel.
I walk up to the.
Oh. Say that again, Justin.
And like sung periodically in like one of her temples.
Say that one more time. Sorry about that.
I said I'm gonna live my Disney fantasy and be singing the chickens as everybody starts singing as I'm cooking the chickens while
And
everybody.
the birds are like flying around you.
Yeah,
And the
As you
snakes
have an
are
actual
snapping at
chicken
them.
carcass.
yeah,
It's the darker version of Disney.
right,
It's
right,
Marvel.
right. I'm gonna be singing as I'm cutting off its head and ripping out the feathers just very, very savagely in huge fistful clumps. The snakes will be assisting as they just tear at the flesh.
Rodus
They're kind of meant to marinate.
Rodus is going to do his morning worship ritual, which is he'll just sort of stake his greatsword in the ground, and he'll kneel before it and say a short prayer to his father. And today he will pray for guidance as he visits the oracle, that he might understand how this path would lead him back to his father.
Alrighty. What does the prayer entail? What does it sound like? If you want to give us a one-time taste of the prayer, and then from here on out, it is just like last time.
So I guess it will be different every time. It's not. I would say like I would explicitly pray for like different things each time. So it wouldn't be standardized, I suppose.
It would be more like what does it take? Like, so you put it into the ground. What do you physically do as you step into?
Yeah, I would just sort of like kneel before it, on both knees, but like I guess like standing up, like parallel to it, I suppose, like looking into the sword and praying. Yeah.
Alrighty. And as you kind of finish up your little bit of a routine, you guys all pack up your stuff again. Kyra just kind of goes, "That's an interesting form of worship, I suppose. But then again, best worship to Pitor is..." And she kind of like flexes her tiny little, pretty much see example here, bicep.
I'm sure he, I'm sure he'd take those pretty seriously, those muscles.
As she just goes, "All right, well, are we all ready then for the day?"
I probably also, I gotta talk to the fates. I gotta do it. It's my morning thing.
Go for it.
So I'll probably sit down and take out my journal and just kind of meditate for a minute and see what I see.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
David, are you okay if I hit long rest?
Yeah, all of you guys, go ahead and get your long rest in. Sorry about that. Thank you for reminding me. Nah, I like to keep Yanni at 1 HP. I think that just really adds to the tension of the story, you know?
I got an 80.
Roger that. Alrighty, as you set some herbs on fire in front of you, and like almost like a makeshift little stone bowl that you found that will do the job, and you kind of set it off, and you waft the smoke into your face, and you kind of close your eyes. You try to listen, try to feel. Your mind and your heart reaches out. And the only thing that you really get is hooves going as they suddenly just run over you, and you are taken out of this vision.
That's upsetting. So I just kind of felt myself get run over by a horse, or something.
Oh, this was more than just one. This is all of these hooves just rushing over you, and ultimately
The thousand-hooved beast.
That wasn't really what I wanted to wake up to, so I'm pretty bummed about that. Yeah, I guess I'll just take a minute, write down, beware of hooves, and I'll also just take a second to give myself the gift of alacrity.
Michael Gelfie's audio tracks are fantastic. And I love some of the random things he includes because the reactions of the players are great. If you guys want to watch this again and like rewind here, go 30 seconds back and see Brian's face when that little weird beastie of the woods going. Alrighty, as you guys start traveling and making the week-long trek towards the temple of the Oracle, let me see. 4. All right, Yanni, aka Damon, go ahead and roll me a D10 if you would. Now, Casaria, do you have Goodberry? 7.
Do I have what?
Alrighty. Do you have Goodberry?
Goodberry. I do, but it's not prepared.
Well, all of you guys who prepare your spells, it is the morning, so you guys can prepare your spells. So I'll give you guys a minute as you guys do that. If you were to cast Goodberry, I'll just like asking that, especially when we have a druid in the group that goes a little bit heavier on the support, because you could just cast Goodberry, and then I, as the DM, don't have to be like, and did you take your rations yet?
Oh.
We just ate a bunch of chickens.
We did just eat a bunch of chicken.
It's true.
Right?
I'm saying this is for
I
the
feel bad
week-long
about the
trek.
fact that we ate a bunch of chicken.
Pick your
Made to.
loadouts for the foreseeable future of your how to put this
our trip.
travel days.
I don't get to do that. Womp womp.
Hey, you never have to worry about it. It's just always ready. Spontaneous,
That's
man.
true.
Spontaneous
True.
is awesome
Uh,
for that.
And I get them all back when we take a short rest too, so I'm cool with it. I'm
Yeah,
cool
no
with it.
kidding.
David, just so you know, I think my I just still have my regular greatsword.
Oh, gotcha. Let me change the text on that. No big.
Sick.
Wait, so are we taking rations out, or are you saying that I cast Good Berry?
No, well, that's my question for you. Would you rather do Goodberry or would you rather do the rations thing?
I guess I can cast Good Berry.
Alrighty, so just cast it this one time, and until something interesting may happen upon the road, I'm going to fast forward some of the travel time that you guys are going to do until something may happen with that 7 that Dear Yanni rolled.
And we are walking. This is a march, right?
This is a march.
As we're walking along, I want to talk to Crane a little bit. I'll say, I have to say I admire the family that you've been able to find for yourself as someone who's been looking for my family for so long and searching for them.
You lost your people?
Yeah, I suppose I've never felt I've particularly fit in any one place without my mother or my father.
Crane has her own parental issues, but she'll just nod as if she understands and say, you seem to have a lot of feelings around your dad.
That's one way to put it.
Do you need to get it off your chest? And she looks at your chest.
That's one of the reasons why I fight is I crave battle. I feel like it's the best way for me to take out that kind of anger.
We all have our escapes.
Will you miss your river rat friends?
I will see them again. They are always running around. As long as they keep themselves out of trouble, I don't think, this is the last time I will see them.
Or you'll probably have to join us someday for a fight or two.
We find that outside of the city, it's hard to come by much stuff to steal. People know what they have in the countryside, and it's hard to misplace things. But in the city, it's a lot easier to get, things out from under places. So, maybe they can join us, but I think I would feel more comfortable returning to them one day. But yeah, no matter where we go or how far we are still a crew. We're still a family,
Yeah, and that's I guess that's what is so impressive to Revis, the family you've been able to create for yourself. That's what he's thinking about.
Yeah, and Crane's thinking about her family. Yeah, cool. And she says, actually, can I make a perception check to look for something for Ro to fight today along the road? Okay.
Just wait and see what that 7 was.
You
Not
look
bad.
around and you definitely can tell that there's quite a bit of wildlife all about, but you guys are currently walking upon that path, the path of the pilgrimage towards the temple of the oracle. And there's not too much wildlife that actually gets close to that, just because there is a little bit of a heavy foot traffic most
Too
of
much
the
foot
days.
traffic.
You do get the sense that it actually has trickled down a lot. Like, you have heard that a lot of people walk upon this path, and it's fewer than you have heard about before. So that's interesting.
I thought this place was more popular. This road. I expected to see more pilgrims.
As Kyra goes, yes, that worries me more. I think something is not right with Versi. We'll have to stop somewhere and ask some questions, but for now, let's keep going.
Oh, then he stops along the way.
Kyra goes, well, there is a little bit of an outpost just outside of the mountains where Versi lies. That might be a good place to stock up too if you have any disposable income. I suppose you could maybe buy some things. But other than that, I mean, homesteads, small villages, nothing
Would
really
this be
for us.
a road that Rhodus has traveled before, like given that it's between Mitros and Astoria, or is this more of like a specific, like sort of less traveled path to get to the Oracle?
You tell me on that one. It would not be unreasonable, but with your past having kind of carried you all over the place, but usually the thing that you did very much kept you close towards the city center. So this path intersects for a while with like a main path that leads to Astoria, but then starts branching off eventually. So you've been on this path before, but not necessarily the path that you guys are going to take towards the end, unless you have, you know. But none of you guys have been to the Oracle before. You have had no reason in your pasts and your history to get there. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do this day?
Hey, Lyra, tell me about your magic. I'm trying to learn all about magic.
This ought to be interesting.
I guess my magic was more like a gift that was bestowed upon me. It's not something I've always kind of had, but it's something that I use for the fates.
So you serve the fates?
I try to the best of my ability.
I didn't know people served the fates. That's interesting. How'd you end up with that job?
It's just kind of something that you stumble into when you really want to change something. I guess my first thought was go to the people who control what can't be changed.
That's a good first thought. That's smart. I kind of did that, finally. That's why I'm
You
here.
know magic now, Yanni? I thought you used a bow.
I'm learning some tricks. Why do you think I carry around this book? It's full of tricks. I just gotta figure them out.
I thought you were just studious.
Well, yeah, sorta. I've always been pretty quick. Like, both my fingers and my brain.
Those are both good talents to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can try and show you something. I just talked to the fates this morning, and I have something new that I wanted to try.
Ooh.
So just stand in front of me real quick, just
You're
for
not
one
gonna,
second.
like, zap
Nope,
me
I
with
won't.
lightning or something, are you?
I won't even touch you.
Okay.
I just need a frame of reference.
Okay.
And then I will use Mask of Many Faces to make myself look like Yanni, but I will be the same height as myself. So I'm basically 5 foot Yanni.
That's weird. I was wondering what it would look like if I was tall.
and I use my costume to make myself look like a 3'2" version of her.
Oh,
Wonderful.
so you could have taught me this one? I could have already known this?
I don't know. I've just been able to do this my whole life, like as long as I can remember.
Well, then I feel like there will be many pranks in store for us, and I'll
There
drop
might be.
the disguise self.
I'm gonna keep walking around looking like her for a while.
Flapping your wings ineffectively.
Man, I wish these weren't illusory. I could really fly then, and that would be cool. It must be nice to fly, huh?
When I can.
Like when you're not stuck inside or something?
When I'm not, depressed.
Oh.
Sometimes seeing the bad things to come really, puts a damper on the mood.
Oh, I understand. Hey, I tell you what. If you need cheered up, come find me, and I'll tell you a joke, and it'll be so bad you can't help but laugh.
You got a deal.
Okay. He keeps
Alrighty.
flapping his illusory wings.
Roger that.
I'll stand behind him and like kind of gust the air behind him so it at least feels like he's flying.
Woo!
That is
That's
very cute.
brisk.
Yeah, as you guys push on for the rest of the day, it goes by completely uneventfully. You guys have some delicious chicken flavored good berries. We'll say with prestidigitation flavored up a little bit.
I think that's eggs.
Exactly. It tastes just like chicken. And yeah, the second day comes to a close. You guys didn't see actually anyone else on the path, which was interesting. And you guys go by all of these farmlands, and it's just like fields and fields stretching all around you guys, mostly different kinds of grains. You see some of the further you move actually away from the coastline, there were quite a few vineyards and stuff like that you guys could see there. Off in the distance you see some farmers kind of waving to you guys, and you kind of like half wave back, and as you guys,
So there are still people in the fields, just not on the road.
yeah,
It's not totally empty. Okay.
exactly, yeah. Well, somebody make me an intelligence insight check if you're proficient with that.
I'm not proficient.
I am also not proficient.
Me either.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice. She's like, that's so weird. What is just
Are
so
you?
weird?
You know what? I got like 2 nat 20s, so this is coming.
As you guys ultimately actually go through, everybody go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage to account for the rests that you take, and who want to be the rest takers. As meant to be, Damon. That double natural 4, man. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Rather get it out of my system here, I guess.
Exactly. Oh my god.
Glad I had that advantage.
There you go. That's good.
Yay! My +0.
All right, that is enough for
I
the
got a
rests, really. But yeah, you guys, it is a long and actually relatively boring walk as you guys spent the next. Let me double check. 7 days traversing along the river there. There's nothing
So
exciting
one of
to
those
fight.
nights,
Yeah, go ahead.
like one of the early nights, like probably the second night, I would like find Casaria when she was sitting around, kind of by herself, and walk up and be like, "Hey, lady, Casaria,
I'm gonna look down.
hi.
Hello.
I have a weird question. Can I touch one of the snakes?
I can't promise they won't bite. I don't control them.
Okay, that makes it different. Yeah, I don't want to get bit.
Can you find a mouse? You might be able to feed one.
Maybe? Can I find a mouse?
Make me a survival check.
Wait, if they eat, what happens? Like, does it just go into your tummy?
One assumes pregnancy rules apply.
You kind of
And
run
we're
around,
eating
and
from multiple.
as you're listening to the answer, you're like, "Ah!" And you kind of see him disappear behind a bush as he comes out, and like there's this little field mouse that is wiggling desperately for its life in your hand, Yanni.
Hee hee hee. I found dinner for one of your snakes.
Okay. I'm assuming one of them savagely snatches it.
Oh, ha! Ooh, that was cool.
And kind of chews on it as multiple other ones all kind of bite, and kind of like there's like this writhing nest of snakes on top of Xaria's head now.
I probably should have caught more mice. Hey,
Xaria, your head
I
is
got
kind of going
another
like, damn
slightly.
it.
If you could find more.
I got another slightly less weird question.
Okay.
How's your magic work? I'm trying to understand magic.
So as a druid, we pull we pull energy from the earth. However, as a circle of sacrifice druid, you can also pull energy from sacrifice, because with everything, all magic must come with a price.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I gotta go have a conversation with somebody. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Hey, Nomad. What's this price she's talking about? Are you charging me?
No. Oh, certainly not. The way her magic works is a little bit different than ours. You see, there's something that suffuses all creation. Different colleges and academies call it different names. The most common one, my dear, is the weave. Now, the weave is where we draw
I'd probably call
our-
it the Force.
That sounds like it might belong to a specific college that we don't have enough coin to pay for. But if you
okay.
if you are so inclined, you can call it whatever you want, I suppose. That said, her magic is much more connected to the very earth that you walk upon. It's a little bit different, less metaphysical. When she says she sacrifices, I presume she means that in a literal sense. Watch your neck.
Okay, thanks. And I mean,
Crane
I'd
says to
also.
Kisara-
I'm sorry. Go
Crane
ahead,
says
Andrew.
to Kisaria, as he walks off, that's his code for pooping. Just give him privacy. He might be a while.
I wasn't planning on following.
Should we stop to let Yanni poop?
No, I'm good, thanks.
We
You
should
hear a
keep
massive
going.
bowel
Definitely
movement.
keep going.
I would
Ignore the
also
flashing
like-
lights.
Every night I'm gonna like spend a little time with the book.
Mhm.
Just if that wasn't obvious.
What do you guys do over the next 6-ish days as you guys are traveling down this road? Nothing truly happens. Crane, you're trying to master the stuff, but you're missing home, you're missing your crew, and you're terribly bored. This is a long walk, a long trek. You're feeling pretty exhausted. Rodus seems to actually
We've left the
feel
river
very
now,
similar
right?
to you. Say that again.
Like we were traveling along the river before, but now we've left the river, right? We've
Yeah,
diverted.
there are actually
Yeah.
multiple crossings and stone bridges that have been constructed. As you see there, the bridges here, the closer they are to Mitros and the Mithra Mountains, and stone edifices and different little like godly plants, if you want to call them that, are the different visages of the 5 gods. But the further you've moved, and as you cross that river, you actually see that these are edifices now of Sidon and Lutheria, of Thylea, and some of the Gaigan, so actually the Cyclopes that used to live in this area. And so you really get the
Cool.
sense once you cross that river, you have now crossed into old country.
Cool. Yeah. She ignores everyone except Thylea and pays respect to Thylea as they're passing that statue.
How do you pay respect?
Oh, good question. I think she will have carried some of the water from the river to, like, as far inland to the statue as she needs, and we'll leave a small a small bowl of ice, and I will encourage everybody else to leave something in the bowl to Thylea and thank her for blessing our journey thus far, as is smart to do.
Awesome.
I leave one of the pebbles.
I decline.
Sorry. That was so deadpan. It got me. I'm not gonna lie. I do nothing. Oh man.
Person
I'm
will
not really
also
bad.
just walk past and not do anything either.
Ooh,
Okay, I know what his deal is, but what about you, lady? Why you not leaving anything?
I've had bad experiences with gods. It's just,
Oh?
just bad experience.
You mean other than that weird Malacca crap that happened back there with the weird god boar thing, and then the other goddess who like zapped us all over the place and almost made me go bleh?
Besides those two, yeah. So not the best of experiences.
Oh,
So
that's
you
too
think
bad.
scorning the old gods is smart?
I'm not scorning. I'm just.
You
Keeping
think
on
your
my
fancy dragons will save you from the god's wrath?
I never seen a dragon.
Probably, but
I don't
never-
think they're real.
Still to be determined.
I think they're just stories. I don't think they're real.
I've
They
seen
might have
their bones.
used to been
They're-
real.
They're totally
but-
real. I've seen their bones.
Well, that means they used to be real. Or maybe
could be-
not. I mean, there's been some pretty smart people that couldn't agree on. Like, I know this guy one time who he found like this big old like skull, and he thought it was like of a person who had like a spell cast on him to make him big, and then he died. And I'm like, no, man, it's from a giant. Like, it just makes sense that way. And it's like, yeah, so the dragons were real, but I ain't seen one, so I don't think they are anymore. I think they're all gone.
Oh, I've seen one.
You're gonna make the girl cry.
Bristol just be like, well, I think they're real, and they said that the king was bringing dragons back, and so I think they're bringing dragons back, and
Hey, if they bring them back, then they'll be real again, right?
they're gonna be real again, yeah. Yeah, their dragons are real.
Okay.
Bringing them back from where? Where did they go?
I have no idea. That's a good question. I'm gonna take that note down.
David, I'm going to say something and you can tell me if this isn't true, but I have seen a dragon.
Really?
Okay, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I know the truth.
What did it look like?
It was great and green, and it took my mother.
Oh right, we knew about this.
Green, like
You
that is
sure?
exactly right. We've
I was
only
saying,
in all the stories there is only bronze, brass, the other B ones, no green.
No,
David,
He's alive.
remind me, in
No,
the
they're
the
green
vision
dragons.
I
Green
saw-
dragons are evil dragons, though. That's why it probably took your mother. You can't trust a green dragon.
what
You
was the
can't trust
color
any.
of the one in the vision
trust
I
any.
saw?
The one in the
It was,
vision that you saw was actually golden.
That's what I thought.
guys, come on! It's like 500. You know, it's not like it's 200 CE. It's like 500 CE. We don't make things about color anymore. It doesn't matter. All the dragons are equal. I promise.
So, which deity best did you say we
Equally
were also
sad.
here? Besides, like, Sidon and Lutheria?
Sidon, Lutheria, Thylea. There are maybe a handful of little shrines that you've seen to Ketamane, but not really. But yeah, that's it for the most part.
Is there one for Kyra? Because if so, I'm comparing respects to, like, Thylea and the old gods, but also Kairos.
Yeah, there intermittently there are a few of the five gods, but mostly they are vandalized, destroyed, or just not very well maintained. So you get the sense, yeah.
Crane vandalizes a few.
Well,
along the way.
then I'm gonna spruce up Kyra's
Oh,
while I'm there.
don't do that, Crane. Don't do that. You're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, who
Maybe
was just talking about disrespecting the gods?
maybe make her a little
These
flower
people
crown.
are not gods. They play
I'm-
pretend.
Hey, I'm traveling with her, but I don't agree with her on this, so don't take it out on me. Make sure I'm
Why are you
standing
looking
over
up
there.
there? They
I
live
don't know.
here on Earth. They are mortal creatures. You're talking to no one.
Okay. Well, Mitros is up there, right?
Mitros was killed by Sidon. Haven't you heard the story?
I guess not.
Yes, it is a common child story in Thylia. We are all told
I was
about
not
the
a
time
common
when...
child.
Sure, I will tell you the story now. We all grew up learning about the time when the five gods were the five pretender gods were created by the Dragonborn out of illusionary magics, and they sent them against the true gods of this land, Thylia and her children, Sidon, and Sidon and Lutheria were much more stronger than the five gods combined, and they killed their leader the moment they appeared on Earth. They killed Mitros and sent her back to wherever they were created from. And the other four then had to stay on Earth while Sidon and Lutheria watched over everything.
Kyra the bard
They
is
watched
it's just
over.
like
That
this
means they're
big
up high,
smile,
so that must be who I was talking to, right?
big smile on her face. She's just taking notes. She's like, "This story is fantastic," and keeps writing away.
It is very common. I can't believe you guys have not heard it.
I've never heard this
I grew up
iteration
on the
before, but it's
streets.
fantastic.
Some loaded rhetoric here.
Are you sure you're not a bird too?
I just like stories.
You sure do. You sure do.
Hey, Brissa, tell us a story about your dragons.
I guess Brissa will, she'll kind of document, Potter. I guess I don't have any books, but she'll recount one of the stories that she had read about dragons, from some of the books that she had stolen from the libraries.
I never would have guessed they could eat that much. That's fascinating.
They can eat an entire cow if they really want. They can just grab
In
it.
fact, actually, Brissa will tell you some of them are known to eat coin and valuable gems and the like, and they can sustain themselves upon that, which is one of the reasons that dragons are rumored and fabled to have hordes of coin and
Well, I
all
used to-
these artifacts kind of hidden away often.
I used to joke about how my life would be better if I could shit gold. I guess if I could eat like a dragon, I would.
Are there any dragons that eat and hoard embarrassing memories? Because I'd love to get a few of those taken out of my head.
I can't recall any, but maybe. I don't think so though.
It's because none of them exist, Chris. None of them exist.
It's like a Parks and Rec moment where just like the camera kind of zoomed in on Crane a little bit there, and then everyone else's reaction of like.
I mean, I think you're looking for a mind player for that one.
Yeah. Seen
What
it with
is
my
that?
own eyes.
Oh, you've seen a dragon and a mind flayer. Mind flayer riding a green dragon.
What's a mind flayer?
Ooh, I think, hold up, the DM needs to take some notes here real quick. Illithid riding a yes. It's a whole campaign right there.
Yeah, cranium dragons.
Oh my god, it's getting better and better. There actually are Mind Flayer dragons, and they look disgusting. They have like, well,
Yeah, they're brutal.
That
they look so
that sounds extremely Cthulhu.
I don't want them in my mind or my body.
Not in my mind, not in my body. All right, as you guys had moved now, is there anything else that you guys wanted to address, discuss? Like you guys, your group spent a lot of time, and I do love the connections that are happening between the characters. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to address?
So, is the Oracle's temple like up on a hill, or like will we be able to see it from far away or anything?
No, actually, in fact, Versi's lair temple
It's like
kind of is built
under,
into a
right?
ravine that has all of this hot steam rising out of it. So you actually have to climb down towards it and then find the temple that is built under the earth inside of the womb of Thalia.
Oh, we're going in the womb, huh? Well, that offends me as a gay.
Brissa wants one of the
Yes.
mornings to challenge Rhodus to an arm wrestling match, like to see, if she's as strong as him.
All right.
Sure.
As you guys
Pull up a couple of chairs.
there's like some logs that you guys can certainly cut down. There's a stump there as you guys put your arms there across. We'll do the old-fashioned style where you guys both start in the middle, and as you guys are pushing back and forth, it's going to be that good old which way can you go. All right, as both of you guys go ahead and make me athletics checks. You see actually Brissa's smaller frame is just packed with muscle still as you guys lock arms. Rhodus with his much larger frame kind of looking intently there. As
Crane
Rhodus,
starts
you
to
kind of
bend.
take it easy to begin with. You guys kind of testing each other out, and Brissa, you kind of like having your arm already going back as Rhodus is starting to go into that position where he can slam you down. Go to make me another athletics check.
Yanni, who have you got money on?
Oh, I'm all about Rhodus. I mean, he's my boss. I'm his bodyguard.
Ooh, and with that, there's a little bit of fight as there's just that moment where Brissa, you're like holding, and Brodus, why do I keep calling you Brodus? Brodus, you kind of do that swivel around where you put all your pressure on the thumb and you kind of like start banging backwards, and Brissa, as your hand lands on the stump there. It is decided.
You
I
got
would
her
have
on the-
raged for it. So.
You got her. Come on, man.
Damn, I'm gonna get you next time. Don't you worry.
Keep on coming back.
I will.
Good job, bro. Good job.
And as you guys finish that off, Kara kind of points towards the mountains. Do you see that? Where that faint bit of fog is starting to come up? That is it. That is where we need to go. And as you guys push
Did
forward,
Kyra do anything entertaining during these couple of days?
she definitely played music, asked you guys more embarrassing questions that you guys very much sidestep. You giving her the evil eye, thinking she's another hag, and she definitely assures you like, listen, I'm on your side. Stop it with the. Oh, that is a lot of eyes looking at me in a very mean way. I mean, the snakes can't help it, but you, come on.
I would say I'm warming up to her though after she gave a little more of her backstory and whatnot. Still suspicious, but
Yeah. But yeah, she really just like asked you guys the same kind of things like, is there anything, okay, what do you want to include? I just want to make sure that this epic story is truly about you and written in a way that encapsulates who you are as people. That is what I'm trying to find out is, who are you? What drives you? If you are the chosen ones, what do you choose to do?
I chose a better life
All right,
because living on the street sucks.
it's true.
I
And-
would banish. Sorry, I would banish the Dragonborn from this land and give it back to the people of Thalia.
Do you mean the Dragonlords or the Dragonborn?
Dragonlords,
The Dragonborn
that's it.
are a people. I see
Dragonlords.
what you're saying. Okay,
But
Excuse me.
also Little Dragon, because he still owes us money.
Yes.
I can understand.
Well,
that.
after we get his money.
So why is it? What do you hate about the Dragon Lords? Almost got me tripping.
They- They came in here and they just started taking and never giving. And when they were told to stop, they created gods to, instead of respecting the ones that existed.
But did they not give us Mitros and Historia, Arisia?
All of them didn't need to exist. Thalia already gives us everything we could ever ask for and need. Like she's the only one. She's the only god that has ever given all of herself to the people of this land. The five gods, Lutheria, Sidon, they are all pretenders. They all pretend to be gods and they want our respect, but none of them are willing to give up everything except Thylea.
I see your point there. It's a good point. I like it. That said, though, just to be fair, with Sidon and Lutheria, do you hold them in the same esteem as Thylea?
I mean, they are natives, sure, but they are selfish children to the one true God.
What
No.
about Kentamani?
I mean, everyone needs a little strange.
Like on the side?
Yeah. Thylea has
Oh,
needs.
okay.
Do you see these two mountains on either side of the valley? That is what we call Thylea's thighs. And Ketamane has many
Oh.
hands to caress those thighs.
Definitely, this is going into a
Okay.
different section of my scrolls.
The smart version.
Yeah, God fiction. All right.
Does this feel weird to anybody else? Like, this just got weird, right? That's not just me.
It certainly was a little weird. She certainly has a fascination with hands and thighs.
You-
As as you guys kind of like are awkwardly
Did
silent for a
Thalia
second.
have a whole bunch of legs to go with all of Kentamani's hands?
I do not
That'd
believe
be
so.
interesting.
Well, why don't we go see the Oracle? I think it is about time. Yes. As you guys are pushing forward, you do actually see that little bit of an outpost at the foothills there that Kyra had talked about before. And as you guys are getting closer, you see some stakes kind of put into the ground, just like logs that are sharpened at the end, kind of surrounding it. You see some wooden towers there, and you see some humans just kind of patrolling, looking towards you guys, kind of putting up their hand as Kyra just kind of like waves at them. It has been a long time, though. If there's anything that we want to get, we should probably get it from the stated outpost here. What do you say?
Oogie.
All right.
I
And-
still need a new robe because I went and tore a chunk off of this one
That is true.
after it had a hole in it.
And as you guys...
All
And I should
week
probably
you
get a
have been
real-
talking about that robe. Yanni, we'll get you a new robe.
and as you guys push into that little bit of a trading post, we're actually going to take a quick 10-minute break. I'll see you guys back at 5 minutes after. See you guys very shortly. And we're back. Thank you guys for tuning back in. Alrighty, so the group has traveled up the river towards Astoria, but then made a little bit of an east and northeastern bent towards the Temple of the Oracle, being led by the bardess Kyra, traveling with them currently. The group has learned about their proclivities, preferences, and certainly their biases against one another and things of the past. As we are delving back in, you guys are approaching this little bit of a trading post. Now you see that parts of it have just been like a hillock that has been either carved out or little dirt walls that have been built upon this thing. You see that the outsides of this little bit of a hillock have been reinforced with wooden logs. There's some spikes by these wooden towers where human guards are kind of walking by and standing guard. You see these are no more than maybe farmers who kind of took up a weapon and now are looking around. And as you walk into the middle of this little trading post, again, some of you guys kind of like covering yourself, or you, I'm guessing, Leah, are probably just using that mask of many faces to make yourself look 100% human. You guys are starting to walk through there, and as you guys look around, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of activity there necessarily. It is mostly kind of dead. As you see, it's currently just like most of the humans kind of looking out as you guys are walking through this area, this little bit of a trading post. You do see some weapons are laid out. You see some fresh meat and stuff like that. There's some activity as people are kind of making their way through, trying to look you guys up and down. And it's like, you see actually this elder gentleman kind of held towards you. He has like 3 teeth, kind of like complete balded top, but like these long tufts of gray hair. He's like,
"Hey, hello! Come on over. Get some of the best meat in all of the Leo. Come on over. Come on over."
The best meat, huh?
yeah, that's that little stand there on the bottom right. As this man seems to be a butcher of sorts.
You'll give 3 samples?
Of course, of course.
And he kind of cuts off the foot of a chicken and holds it out for you.
Okay, thanks.
He kind of like starts chewing on it. It's real chewy. Tastes fresh.
Oh, I got a scale stuck between my teeth.
Oh, yeah, here.
And he gives her like this little thin bone that he very clearly had like filed to be like a little toothpick.
Thanks. It's fresh, I'll give it that.
Yeah, of course, I catch everything myself. Are you all going to the temple, yes?
We are.
Yeah?
Oh, this
Where
is
we
great,
headed?
this is great. I haven't seen customers in days. This is really good news.
Any idea where they all are?
There's like this whistling quality to his speech as it just like goes through those 3 teeth.
Well, they all went to the Oracle and never came back. So if you are going there, you better stock up. Okay.
Pick up one of the weapons off his table next to me and heft it a little bit.
Oh, that is actually my brother's stand, but I can sell to you.
As he kind of rushes over to the other table, and as he kind of does, you see him kind of like pick up this mantle and flick it around his shoulders and put it on. He's like,
Oh yes, this is my stand of weapons.
and you very quickly catch on that this man is pretending to be 2 different men who are brothers selling 2 different stands.
No, he is 2 different men. I mean, there's just one there, and there was one there before, and they're different.
Yeah.
This one's wearing a cloak.
Very convincing.
Yes, I only have the finest of weapons. If you're not opposed to, the weapons that have fallen from those who have fought against the bestial creatures of the forest.
And he kind of strikes a dramatic pose.
I just need a sling.
Sling,
It's like a
sling,
simple
sling.
leather sling.
Oh, yes, of course, of course. Right here. This is made out of the finest hair, fur, and leather.
And lays it down in front of you. It does have
I'm
like
Okay,
gonna
I'm
cute
not-
little
before
patches
Yanni.
of like,
I'm gonna make sure. Rotus wants to pass judgment on this before he lets this guy recommend it to Yanni. Make sure it looks good.
Make me an investigation check, Rotus.
Crane has leatherworking tool proficiency, so can I give him help?
He rolled already at this point, and
Sorry.
it seems to be pretty straightforward. Like it seems to be actually well made. The one thing that you see is actually there's a little bit of a fleck, like a discoloration upon the leather on one of the strings at the end. That definitely is reddish. You get this feeling that this definitely belonged to someone who died, who lost it that way. But
Well, seems to
functional.
have been able to do some damage.
Prestidigitate the sling clean.
Oh, that's pretty great. Are
Yeah,
you a
see, correct.
magician?
I just learned it. I just learned it this week.
Like the great Damon. The wizard of the Dragonlords, yes?
I guess. I mean, I know like 3 tricks.
What do you know?
I know that one, and I know how to like make the stones that go in the sling hit harder. And I know how to zap you with lightning with my fingers.
Don't. I mean, no, do not. I am a great warrior of great renown.
And as he says that out loud, you
I
see
wouldn't.
one of the guards, so he's just like standing there, is like,
I'll ask the shopkeeper, who's in charge here?
Why, I am. In fact, all of these
Of the-
stands belong to my family. All of my brothers.
How many brothers you got?
I have 4. I mean,
They all look like you?
there are 4. Yes, we are 4 tuplets.
Okay. I don't think
Yet they
that's a
all
word,
wear
but
a-
okay.
Rhodos, as
They
you
all
step
wear a
over
different
there with like
accessory, so
Yeah.
looking with Casaria, he's just like,
1 second, I'll be right back.
and he like takes off the mantle really quickly, rushes over to where you guys are standing. He's like, wait, and kind of like sets on this little bit of a like a bronze helmet that has like a partially burned top there, as Justin is just trying to scope out the map. As you guys are looking around there, yeah, he's kind of, and I am the chef.
I'm gonna walk up to this guard. This is a guard here, right? This guy in front of me. I'll say,
he looks just like all the other guards.
Yeah, they all look like each other. The true mystery. No, you see actually this young boy, maybe like 15 years old. He certainly has like this leather armor on that is much too big for him, but it does the job. It makes him look almost official.
say, what's the story with this guy?
Well, when things went kind of hard over the last few weeks, we, well, I've had a lot of the traders leave. Some of them went to the Oracle and never came back. He's the last one who's left. He's been trying to keep spirits up by making it seem like there are multiple of them, but no.
How many people are normally here?
Well, usually all of these houses are temporary stays where people can do their trade. And we here who live here regularly and protect the traders who come through and the pilgrims for, small charges. Usually good business, but it has been bad this last time.
No one has come back from the Oracle in weeks.
No.
Can't be good.
Hmm? Say that again. My hearing is not so good. And he kind of pulls out this big old
Can't be good, is what I said.
Yeah, that's what we have thought too, but I don't know. Doesn't really seem like something you need to worry about, Everything will be fine.
Let us hope so.
Oh, but Peter on our side and Valus's grace upon us. It always will be. Everything
Indeed.
is always good. It will be fine.
Is anybody watching me right now?
I mean, yeah, there's that guard right next to who's kind of looking, generally paying attention to you guys. There are not a lot of people shopping. You get the sense that everyone else lives in the trading post, so there's a little bit of eyage on you.
Okay.
if you're looking for that 5-finger discount.
I was gonna buy this sling, but he walked off.
And he certainly would come back. But yeah, as you kind of wave him back over, he takes off the bronze helmet, runs over back towards you, and is just like swinging over the mantle. Oh yes, the armorer. I mean, weapon salesperson. Yes.
You're gonna hurt yourself, man. Can I
What
buy
are you
this
talking
sling?
about?
The way
Yeah,
you
it's
whip
just-
that cape around. Anyway,
Thank you. It's flare.
you're gonna dislocate a shoulder or something.
Oh.
How much for the sling?
A silver piece, please.
Okay.
Alrighty. You mark it off. Go ahead and add it to your inventory.
Yeah, I actually did during the break, but
Awesome. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to buy or look for from this little unique spot? And Rhodas, make me an insight check.
Crane says,
Sorry,
everyone
David.
make sure you have a sacrifice for the oracle, otherwise she will take your firstborn child.
Kara goes, that is not true. That is not. Where are you getting your stories
It's
from?
common
Crane?
knowledge.
What you call common is not correct.
Maybe not where you come from.
Rhodas, you kind of walking around and you're looking at these guards, and they all are just kind of like zoned out, not paying a whole lot of attention. The weird blasé attitude of that boy you just spoke to also was just, for someone who's holding a weapon, he's not paying enough attention. He's not concerned enough about the safety of this place. And you just, in your gut, feel like something is not right here.
I didn't need an inside skill for that.
You know, Brian catches on to that very quick. Rhodas is like, Rhodas knows. Rhodas knows.
Hey, buddy, do you have another brother who sells togas?
Yes, of course.
And he runs off and comes back with like 2 ropes. He kind of like quickly like puts his head through this one and kind of lets the rest kind of like awkwardly hang over.
Oh yes, I am the toga salesman. Would you like to buy my one toga?
is it sized for me, or is it gonna be like?
It's too large for you for sure.
You got a smaller one?
And he kind of rummages around in like this little satchel he has on his side as he pulls out a pair of scissors.
Here you go.
You gonna hem that? I mean, it's just gonna unravel.
One moment.
He runs off and it's just gone.
I think I broke him.
As all of you guys go ahead and make me a perception check.
Yeah.
Pew 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 pew.
Yeah, we do.
You kind of walk over and
Keep your eyes out. The
See-
oracle is shifty.
say that to everyone. You guys actually notice that this day that started out incredibly beautiful and clear suddenly just like has a storm front come in, and it has been pushing in for like the last few minutes that you guys have been here, moving suspiciously fast, you would probably say. And as you move that way, you suddenly notice that there's lightning that streaks
Oh, I don't like it.
across the sky up top, starting to form more and more.
Does it look
Rhodas,
suspiciously like what we saw above the arena?
yes. And in addition, Rhodas, you look around now, kind of like hefting your weapon, kind of like getting ready. You watch, and all of the guards are just kind of like,
Anybody else getting nervous?
I think we're about to have some trouble.
Circle up.
Heck
I
yeah.
gotta quit telling people I'm your bodyguard. Makes it hard for me to run and hide.
Does Kyra have a weapon?
let me double check actually.
Or like, have I seen her carrying a weapon? I'm just curious.
Oh, would help if I clicked on the right window there. She is actually just pulling out a quill as she kind of says something to herself, and as she does so, it appears that she's going to utterly rely on music on this one.
That seems risky.
How does the shopkeeper seem to be reacting? In a similar non-reactive fashion?
He's actually not around, as he is aggressively trying to sew up a toga for Yanni.
Okay.
But as you guys look up,
This item right here, is this like a raised stage or something?
yeah, it's
Okay.
like probably used as a stage or something like that, or maybe like at least a way
Let's
to
get the
address
high ground.
It's mind you, it's like 3 feet up in the air. It's not tremendously high.
Let's get the 3 feet higher ground.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. I want to try to jump up there and just see.
Yeah.
Let's go like back to back or something.
Mm-hmm.
You're muted, Justin.
Are the guards reacting to this at all?
Already said they are not. They seem to be completely
Okay.
ignoring this. As you guys look around and try to kind of like circle up and get a hold of this, you suddenly see as one of the strikes of lightning strikes down in the forests kind of surrounding you guys. But there seems to be a glow coming from the cloud that pierces through and seems to linger much or long past the point of it still having or possibly being there. And Crane, Yanni, and Rodas, you guys, the three of you guys kind of like look at each other, and Crane, there's just a involuntary shiver that runs down the back of your spine there as you see massive silvery white wings carrying what looks like a gargantuan-sized lizard, long serpentine neck carrying a massive dagger-filled tooth maw up front, as a dragon seems to fly some 400 feet above. Upon its back, you see a blue cape fluttering, and this large Hoplon
Tentacles
shield.
from the mouth.
Oh, totally, of course. But a Hoplon shield with what looks like a symbol of a lightning bolt, the symbol of Sidon in this world, kind of holding the reins. As you suddenly hear
a warrior of Sidon on a dragon. That's mental. Brissa, don't say it. Don't.
Brissa, you've just
say
been looking at
I don't think
weapons
I
there
see
on
it
a
yet,
table,
so-
and as Crane's just like, Brissa, you look up, and you could almost cry with happiness as you see a dragon now. And suddenly this voice just booms outward from the rider upon the back of this dragon.
Chosen once, as you call yourself, turn back now. You are not chosen for anything but to die. Lay down
I think he's talking to you, toga
and
salesman.
be good.
Circling around. As he takes a spear back, you suddenly see a piece of lightning kind of shoot down from the cloud into his spear. As he throws it downward onto the ground, there's suddenly like this explosion of light putting out, and as you see the lightning kind of arc outward from that point where the spear struck, suddenly these large shapes seem to take shape. You see the light forming itself into the rumps of horses, going into the mid part of it as well, but instead of a horse head, you suddenly see the upper bodies of humans materialize as you see centaurs seemingly teleported into position. You see the centaurs kind of like almost like they came out of the middle of a full gallop and just like look down, and as they look up towards like look down in their hands and like where are they looking around, they look up towards this rider. As he shouts something, you see all of their eyes just glow blue as we're going to roll initiative.
Oh god, this is sick.
Let's get it.
David, I have a question. I know after our first rest. I gave myself Gift of Alacrity, but then I guess technically we had a whole week of adventuring. Can I have it still or no?
Did you count off the spell slot?
I was waiting to see what you said, but I will count it off.
Yeah, sure. I mean, from the perspective of that, you certainly could. Those
still
players
have
that are
extended
always
spell
prepared
slot?
for everything, right?
Would I still have an expended spell slot for that good berry I cast earlier since it's been a few days? Or
Roll me a D100. If it is a 50 or lower, then yes, you did. 51 or higher, you haven't yet for the day.
okay. Cat, you're in the way.
Could I have cast a utility spell as it was doing its stuff?
Oh, by the
Mage
way,
armor?
this map is brought to you by Tactical Map on Patreon. You guys should definitely check them out.
Nice.
What the heck?
It is /r space D100. Or do you see that little silhouette, those two dice on the far right, bottom right? If you click on that and then click
That's
roll.
what I was trying to do, was use the bottom right, but
Already.
there we go.
You did cast it for the day already.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh gosh, I probably don't even need this, but I'll go
Mhm.
ahead and...
Should have chopped this garden in half when he looked at me sideways.
And that is added to it, right?
Yeah, so technically I got a 26.
Very good. Alrighty, as you hear a cry go forth, "Ah!" coming from that northwestern part, Lyra, it is your turn.
Oh no. Oh gosh. So, man on a dragon threw lightning down at us, and now there's centaurs. Do I see the centaurs or no?
You, from your position, let me double check. I don't believe so.
I don't think I do. I was,
You saw the lightning strike down, and you hear kind of like the thunderous thing of hooves appear, but beyond that, no.
oh god, the hooves.
The hooves, the hooves. The
I
hooves
should have
are-
told everyone about the hooves.
Oh man, it's all coming together.
I will. This little platform, you said it was 3 feet up?
Mhm.
I'll fly above Crane and Rotus. Like, I want to be above them in the air.
Roll me a d4 for the day.
Oh, God.
4 is good, 1 is bad.
Well, there are a bunch of houses around, so maybe you can get on a roof. You know?
Why did it roll 2? Oh, because I probably accidentally hit 2.
Even if you can't fly properly.
The first one was technically a 2, but one of them is a 1, so...
Roll me just one more time, just in case.
Okay, sorry, that was my bad.
You're good, you're good. Can't fly
So
tonight.
what?
You're just feeling incredibly sad. You've been dreading the hooves, and now that they're there, there's the sinking feeling of getting trampled as your
That
wings
makes
give
sense.
out.
That checks out. Then I'll just climb up there, I guess. Like a plebeian. And I'll get next to Crane. Like, oop. Yeah, like right here. Oop. Do I see anything now?
I mean, if you click on your token, you see what you see. Currently, nothing.
Well, that's unfortunate. I guess I'll just yell, "What is happening?" And I'll cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Alrighty, what does that look like, Lyra?
I think just kind of this glowing golden makeshift armor of thread, kind of like, you know, breastplate, pauldrons, the whole 9 yards.
Sailor Moon magical girl transformation sequence.
No, there's not a whole montage. It just kind of shows up. I do whisper moon prism power, and then I have it. So,
All right, go ahead and cast the spell for me. Alrighty, as the ice kind of forms itself over you. It seems like there's no reaction from the guards as one of the centaurs just kind of yells, "Yeah!" and starts rushing forward. And makes a longbow attack against one of the guards. And he just stands there still. Actually, it'd be more like right there. Alrighty. Again, the guards are just standing still, doing absolutely nothing.
You guys.
Maybe that's why they're being shot. Yeah.
Bronze Age ACAB.
As the first one of these centaurs comes rushing in, pushing through, and actually gets a little bit more, rushes up to right there.
Oh.
now I see the who.
And you see, as the host kind of kicking up the dirt, making eye contact with you, Lyra, there's just like a bow at the ready at you guys. And there's that yeah voice again. As an arrow is actually loosed at Lyra.
That's very upsetting.
You take 11 points of piercing damage as this massive bow just kind of gets pulled back. This intense look in this woman's eyes. The arrow starts flying towards you. And now, Armor of Agathis only applies to melee attacks? Am I remembering
Yes,
that correctly?
so I still lose the temp, which keeps me from being super hurt. But yes, they don't get hurt by the cold damage on a ranged attack.
Alrighty. Another centaur is going to ride by and shoot that guard one more time. As he's... And in that moment where the arrow kind of sticks through his throat, he's just like... Run! Run! And falls off the tower into the dirt. With that, it is Kyra's turn. As Kyra just looks around and goes, "Stay safe!" And is going to cast Bless on Rhodus,
Let's go.
Crane, Lyra,
Hey.
and Brissa.
Loida.
And she's going to throw an inspiration your way, Yanni.
Oh, thanks.
She's like, "You can do this, bodyguard!" And then kind of runs over there, opens this door, and steps inside for a moment. Brissa, it's your turn.
I didn't know Alan was playing.
Got him.
Is she going in there for her magical girl transformation?
Mine's gone.
She seems to go
now,
in there for
so-
safety.
So if I go 20 feet here, and then 10 feet there, that's all I can really do. So as a bonus action, I will do Shield of Faith.
Ooh, very nice. Go ahead and cast that.
That is Smearing Smite. That was not the one I meant to click. Okay.
Just make sure that you add that spell slot back. Alrighty, and as you kind of like touch that hilt again, suddenly this fiery shield kind of just apparates in front of you, and then just kind of hovers. Alrighty, what
So
do you
like
do with
look
your
around
action?
and be like, "Did you guys see that? Did you see that?" And then that's for an action. I should still because that's a bonus action. I will throw a javelin at that nearest guy.
Is the dragon still above us? Just curious if it's disappeared or if it's like
Let me
tank
double
chilling.
check. It is currently just swinging around. It doesn't seem to be engaging in the battle per se. Alright, that 15 is a hit. as he's still rushing forward. It seems like that was some damage, but these things are tough.
That's all I got.
Alrighty. As it is this centaur's turn. And he is going to ride forward and around a little ways and is going to make an attack against you, Brissa, with his longbow. As the arrow just kind of goes forward, you see the weird fiery shield kind of shift to the side as it is just incinerated and ash kind of like flicks across your face. Kasaria, it's your turn.
Let's see. So who just got attacked?
Brissa.
Rissa, and then Lyra as well.
Lyra got attacked before that, yep.
Alright. Well. See, I'm moved 15 feet too. I can move another. How much would it affect my movement if I were to step up on the platform?
It is actually not high enough to be difficult.
Oh, okay. Well then, I will step past Crane, go over here, and
that's 30 feet.
Yeah. I'll use my turn to toss the healing word at Lyra.
Alrighty. As your flesh kind of restitches itself together, you still have an action. Sorry.
Yeah, I know, but I don't believe I have a long-range weapon. Let me double check. Nope, I sure shit don't. I just have my scimitar. So, and I think my snakes reach 5 or 10 feet, but I believe it's 5, so... Yeah,
you could do like a held poison spray if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll start prepping it.
Alrighty, Crane, it's your turn.
Yeah. Okay, so I intend to cast Mage Armor. So Crane, as she's standing up there in the middle of her new crew, and we're circling around, she's thinking of the past fight they had, and she looks over or thinks of Yanni and says under her breath, Yanni, this better work. And she does her movements, her new movements that's practiced over the last week, and water vapor condenses around her upper torso, and on her old beat up leather jacket, these kind of punk ice spikes form down the arms and across the back of her upper torso, creating like a kind of like a what are those little shiny root? I can't think of the word. It doesn't matter. And she's got the symbol of the river rats in ice on the back, on the lower half of the back of the leather jacket. So yeah, this is her casting Mage Armor for the first time.
Awesome.
Yeah, on Yanni's advice.
Anything as a bonus?
I will get that spell slot back immediately from my innate spell casting. I'll trade 2 sorcery points, which is all I have, for 1 first level spell slot. Bang. Free Mage Armor. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Alrighty, Yanni, it's all you.
I'm not gonna move.
You have the sling already.
All right, so good deal, good to know. First thing I'm gonna do is Mage Armor, which in Yanni's case, I'm gonna say it kind of looks like a spectral, like uplight armor with the helm and the breastplate and all that stuff, the shin guards, kind of and like sinks into him kind of. And as my bonus action,
You hear the nomad go, good, good.
You were listening.
As my bonus action, I'm going to reach into my that little spot in the back of my head where some of this innate magic comes from that I don't understand.
You can't cast
I'm going to
two-level
look at
spells,
the...
just so you know.
Oh, that's right. Shoot. Then I don't have a bonus action. I'm good.
Alrighty.
I get carried away sometimes.
However, I believe you could do Magic Stone if you haven't done that already, since that's just a cantrip. Do you want to stay where you're at? Do you wanna move?
Yeah, that's a bonus action. I'll go into Magic Stone.
Alrighty.
And I'm gonna... Since I'm only about as tall as this platform,
Alright.
I'm just gonna step back here.
Sounds good. Rodus, it's all you.
I'm going to shout out to the guards around me, defend yourselves, or you'll not live to see tomorrow. And I will rush in. I think I can get in melee range. I can't step off on my own, though.
Yeah, I got you covered. Sorry, I was just trying to refocus the vision on the stream, so they get a little bit more of a view. All right, 5 feet. There you go.
5,
15.
15, 20. I am going to...
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What's Rodus gonna do?
I know. I'm gonna rage.
Alrighty, good deal, good deal. Raging as a barbarian is a pretty safe choice, I will say that. The golden lines of your veins shining forth once more.
Use. Yeah, and my eyes turn just like sort of a bright white, like
Nice.
my no pupils, and I am going to take a swing with my new blessed silvered greatsword.
Great weapon master? No. Okay. You
No.
are still blessed, so go ahead and roll that d4. I'll just let you roll.
Oh, okay.
Unless you
Because
wanted to.
it was yes. No, makes sense.
11 sadly is still a miss as you just like and start glowing. You see the center actually kind of like stop its charge and kicks up its legs a little bit, as that was a miss.
Have the guards? Did it seem as though the guards even heard me?
No, they're just like, cool.
You know what? If they don't care about dying, then I don't care if they die.
Alrighty. I believe that's the end of your turn, yeah?
It is.
Alrighty. Another centaur comes rushing by and is going to make an attack against, let's see. Brissa, but that's going to be quite a bit of cover there. And that is a miss. Again, the arrow incinerates before it can actually touch you. At the top of the second round, the dragon up above kind of goes upward, and you see this figure on top of the dragon just look down upon you guys one more time, reeling up. You see lightning kind of form and throw down. Let's see. Terrible roll. As it hits that hut that Kyra is currently hiding in. She's going to make a dex saving throw, take a little bit of damage. Saves with a natural 20, and damn, Kyra is blessed. Hashtags. And is going to still take a little bit of damage from that. Alrighty, she's going to have to make that concentration check and maintains concentration on the on that spell. Alrighty, that brings us to you, Lyra.
Okay. I will move here.
Alrighty.
And cast Hex on the
Big boy.
centaur that Rhodus is fighting. And give him disadvantage on strength checks. So let me do that. Okay. And I'll tell Rhodus, if you feel like grappling things, he's the one. And then I will also just fire an Eldritch Blast at him.
Alrighty. Did you pick up Spell Sniper? Remind me.
No, I didn't.
Alright.
I know he technically is it getting cover from Rhodus?
He's
yeah,
bigger
just
than
because Rhodus is big. It's big-ish.
Boo.
Ew. That's okay, because I'm blessed, right? Hashtag blessed.
Exactly. Hashtag blessed. I'll just roll the d4 for you to make it faster.
Cool.
Boom.
And
See?
then
What a bless.
extra. This one.
Alright, a 16 is a hit. Go ahead and roll me that d6 for Hex. You pull the fates
Yay.
all together and very beautiful. Just
Oh,
you see like this.
and that's +4 because of my agonizing blast too.
Oh, okay. Let's just bake that into your Eldritch Blast.
I forgot. Totally forgot. I'm glad I remembered right now. So 12 altogether.
Very nice. Good old blast locks, huh? Did a little
gotta
bit of
help.
damage to him.
Somehow.
Alrighty. Yeah. Do you stay where you're at?
I moved what? 10 feet?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
15 feet if you moved around. No, yeah, 10. No, 15 feet either way.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'll stay where I'm at.
Alrighty. The guard kind of like, yeah, you guys can't even see that guy. Another centaur. This guy's going to rush this way, make a longbow attack as he's going that way. Does 4 points of damage to that guard. That guard right there just kind of and seems to kind of snap out of it for a second. It's like, what is happening? This guy, unperturbed, centaur with the hex on him, looks down at Rhodus and just goes, "You're kind." And there's this weird, this incandescent blue light that is obscuring his eyeballs underneath. What were you gonna say?
I said, let's go, baby.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, is going to make an attack with his hooves as that misses you, and then actually just has this long pike that they're carrying, kind of like pulls it out of a sheath behind him and makes a strike against you, as that is a hit. You take 9 points, reduced to 4 of slashing, or sorry, piercing damage with the pike comes down onto you. You take it in the shoulder and like just throw it back towards him. Alrighty, this guard unperturbed. The centaur behind kind of rides around and makes a pike attack against that guard right there, driving him through. And ends their turn. Well, is going to try to use a bonus action to ride past you.
No.
Huh.
I'm worried about whatever she's gonna do, given she just lanced this guy.
Yeah, I was pretty
Murdered
good.
him.
Go ahead and make me an athletics check. You have advantage because you're raging. Ooh, and with that, you guys watch a phenomenal feat as she's trying to like squeeze through that spot, squeeze past her compatriot, and just ride over Rhodus. He just goes and kind of like just takes the front lower part of her horse half and just and just throws her backwards as she angrily her hooves come down. Her eyes also this weird blue energy going across them. The guard is doing nothing as this centaur also rides forward and is going to try to make a bow attack against you, Rodus, with quite a bit of cover, and that is a miss. Kyra
Everyone
just goes,
seems possessed.
Kyra runs over and just goes, you got this. Gives you some inspiration there, Rodus. And alright, has this guy make a save? Alrighty, as he takes a little bit of damage. Alright, Brissa, it's your turn. As Kyra kind of backs back up into the mostly destroyed house there.
I will go ahead and move to here, so 15 feet, and then I will poke him with the javelin. Yeah, or yeah, not with the javelin, with the glaive.
Glaive.
This.
Alrighty, that's a hit.
Alright, and then bonus attack for the pole arm.
As you kind of run it underneath his ribs and kind of into the lung, quite a bit of blood comes out, and as you try to make that like swing around and hit it with the butt of the glaive, that is a miss.
Oh, I get a D4 on that one.
Even with a D4, that's a miss.
Oh, alright. Well, I wasted the 4.
Oh.
Yeah, like even a 12 is a miss on that one. I'll just let you know. Alrighty, cool.
I will take one step backwards.
Alrighty, let me check something really quick.
Or unless do they have? I guess we'll find out if they have reach or not.
As you take a step back, his pike actually does have reach. It's going to make an attack against you, and that is a miss. Alrighty. That brings us to this guy back there is going to ride around, make an attack against that guard right there with his longbow. And that's a miss on him. Kasari, it's your turn. Justin, you might be muted. Oh.
Wait, what's that?
No, it's your turn.
Let's see. I am gonna shoot that poison spray at this dude right here.
What's the range on that? 10 feet, right?
Let me look and see. 'Cause I might have
is,
yeah,
yeah.
it's-
So you can
it's
rush
10
up
feet.
there if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Alrighty, as you rush forward, go ahead. I think, can you just cast it so I can make that con save a little bit faster? And is that the end of your turn? Is that the end of your turn, Justin?
Yeah.
Alrighty, he saves against it. Crane, it is your turn. Yanni, you're in the wings.
Yeah. Yanni, Rhoda, Centaur coming up. Okay. She sees those two centaurs close together. Oh, sorry. The chick in the red. Who's that? Is that
Also a
another
centaur. Yeah, that is another centaur. She just seems to be
Okay.
a little bit more
Yeah.
fashionably dressed.
Cool. Great.
She's hot. She's a hot sister.
She's decimated a guard, so.
Great. Yeah. So Crane is going to look at Yanni and kind of see if he's impressed by his her new magic.
Good job, keep going.
And she says, if you thought that was impressive, check this out. And she does the movements that he saw her practicing for the ice knife, but instead of it going through the air and turning into ice, it's going to go through the air and start like hissing and steaming with heat. And she's going to cast, acid splash, but I call it boiling bomb. Well, it only does 1 damage, but it hits both of them. if they do a deck save.
Let me just read it again so I can remember it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
They rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20. That's hilarious. She takes 1 point of acid damage.
Hey, if I use that cantrip to get rid of one of your natural 20s, I'm happy.
True that, true that. Alright, do you stay where you're at, or do you keep moving?
I'll shift up to the edge of this platform. Excuse me, let me get my... to the edge of this platform, and yeah, I'll keep watching from up here. I'm pretty happy here.
Alrighty. Yanni.
Alright, I'm gonna pop over here again where I can see. Moving, little guy. Alright, so I missed when Lara cast her Hex. What stat did you apply that to?
Strength check.
Okay. I am also going to reach into my inner reserve and jinx this guy. And when Yanni uses this ability, his eyes turn like this weird yellow color for a split second, and you hear him utter something like that just sounds almost like Parselmouth from, or Parseltongue from Harry Potter. It's just kind of a and
I'm imagining Bilbo from Lord of the Rings when he sees the ring.
yeah, there you go.
Very nice.
Heck yeah.
There you go. And then I'm gonna. How far is this guy? I'm just gonna throw it because that actually has longer short range than the sling. So I'm gonna
Does
throw
that trigger?
a...
Does that trigger sneak attack though? I don't know if you're going for that or not, but
Why wouldn't it? Throwing a dagger triggers sneak attack.
because the dagger has finesse. Is it just any ranged attack? Remind me real quick. So many things floating. In
It
my
has to
brain.
be with a finesse weapon.
No, it says finesse or a ranged weapon. The true question is, and
ranged
that's actually something that came up with a barbarian, and I'm not gonna, I don't want to bore you guys too much with that, but it's like interesting. Like, it does a barbarian's thrown weapon technically trigger on something like crossbow expert, because it's like any ranged weapon, right? But as a thrown weapon, a ranged weapon, and then does a rage, for example? Actually, that was the true question. Does a rage trigger on that? And if you look at the Herculean path, it specifically gives you that when you make an attack with a thrown weapon, it gives you the rage damage. So it has to actually specifically delineate. So you have to dip into a subclass to get it. So a thrown weapon by itself does technically
You have to
not
dip
trigger
into
as
an
a rage.
unofficial subclass to get it. But
Right. Exactly. It's not even provided in the official books.
all right, so does throwing it count for sneak then?
My
Is that
gut
your
is
ruling?
gonna tell me no, but I'm gonna have to do more research on this after the episode, I think. Unless if one of you guys currently watching, if you have the answer, throw it into chat, because
Chatters vote.
I think the answer is, I don't want to make it a vote situation, but because I know which way that's gonna go for sure, and for good reason. But I'll have to look into that. Here, roll me a D100, Damon. If it is a 51 or higher, it's going to go your way. If it is 50 or lower, then no. All right, for now, the thrown weapon does the sneak.
Cool. Because if it doesn't, I'm going back to my bow in the future. All right, so let me cast or make the attack. Come on. I really need a new computer.
Crawford said, the pebble isn't a finesse or ranged weapon.
It's
mean,
not
Then I'm
either.
using my bow. I'm using my bow.
Sounds good.
That's so sad.
That's all right. Just remind Dane of that on Sunday.
I know. Well, I think
Isn't that the whole reason
he's been using the sling though. As a sling, if it's a sling attack, I absolutely let it count as a sneak attack. That's why I'm saying, like, are you throwing it or are you slinging it?
Oh, hey, I just realized I'm on private GM roles. Or Alex realized it. That's interesting.
I mean, I see him.
Yeah, that's all that matters, I guess. Did it go off?
It did not actually make an attack.
It did not make the attack roll. That is weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw
Why
that
is
in
it
chat
doing
for you
that?
guys too, so you can see what I'm talking about there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty, Stinger being a shot. Now there's a little bit of cover there. The creature is still large, so I will not give it more than half cover, and that is still a hit.
Great. Perfect.
Go ahead and
So
roll
let
sneak
me
attack too.
add my sneak.
And your hex damage.
Nice.
Woohoo! And my hex damage. which
Your
is
jinx
basics.
damage. Your jinx damage.
My jinx damage. Oh, and I'm applying his
Jesus.
mine to dexterity.
Damn.
Sounds
I don't
good.
think I
Well,
said that.
you don't
Yeah,
need bother,
sorry.
as you just go directly for the eye. As you see the weird blue lightning just kind of disappear from his eyes, he's just like, why? As his body falls down and kind of collapses there. You see his body actually, the lightning kind of go outward. And Rhodas, as it is your turn, you see
Oh, no.
the light from her eyes kind of disappear. She looks down, she's like, what is this? And just looks at you with like a confused look. Accusation in her eyes. What do you do, Rhodas?
I feel like I'm raging, and because I'm raging, I'm in like battle. I feel like I would go for it. Yeah, I feel like.
Make me an insight check with disadvantage. Hey, let's let the dice decide, right?
Sorry.
And you
just-
interpret the result.
Yeah, Rhodas is gonna attack.
Rhodas gonna be Brodus. Alright, as you rush forward.
And he is going to Great Weapon Master attack. So he's just going to be extra reckless. We'll see what
Alrighty.
happens.
Alrighty.
Oh my god.
You get a D4. You're blessed.
Coming up right now. A 15 is enough to hit. That is 22
Heck
points
yeah.
of gnarly damage. Very nice. As you just strike across her, you see the horse legs kind of kick up. Anything as a bonus?
No. But I
Alright.
will also say I feel extra justified in this because Rhodas had just watched her slaughter that guard.
Yeah,
who was
yeah,
the
yeah,
only
yeah,
guard
yeah.
It's
who was
true.
not-
She still has the blood of him just covering her right arm. Alrighty, as it is now this centaur's turn. He's going to try to... Yeah, he actually just charges through there. And let me see something.
Is that centaur still all blue, fuzzy-eyed?
It is still blue fuzzy-eyed and tries to make an attack on you. That's a natural one, Rhodas. As it misses, you suddenly see the like a little spark from her shoot towards him. As his eyes clear up and he's like, "What?" As the lightning sparks over to this centaur over there. Looks up. There's more lightning that streaks up from behind him towards other people as they all, one by one, turn into lightning and get sucked up into the sky. As you guys look around, each one of these centaurs is just looking around for that split second before they disappear.
Or just get his sentinel attack.
Alrighty, as you guys look
Is-
around, the
Is
guards...
this what it means to be the chosen ones? To be playthings for the gods? To be sent monsters to hunt you and then disappear?
You kind of shout up
I
at
turn
the
to Crane and I
sky.
go, don't you realize that's what gods do? They fuck with us.
They should go fuck themselves.
As Kyra just kind of goes forward,
They probably do if they can't find a date.
and she kind of like sits down on that little bit of a mount there that you guys are currently standing. Is like, I could not agree more with you on that one. Ow. And as you guys recover from that, Odd Attack and Warning. We're going to pick it up there next week. Alrighty.
Heck yeah.
Thank you guys
the
all
hell?
so much for watching, and players, good
What a
luck
game.
trying to decipher that. I'll see you guys here next time, again next week at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Thursdays on Twitch TV /Polyhedra TV. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.
Thank you.